It is Mavs Saturday night. You know, I say this every year when it's the first home game, and it's always true, and it's the case tonight. It's a sight for sore eyes. American Airlines Center, all lit up, nice and pretty for the first home game. Outside Rose for three, and Minnesota is in can't-miss mode tonight when it comes to shooting the ball from deep. They're 5 for 6. Derrick Rose, bad miss. Rose trying to rebound his own miss, and does, and scores.
Wow. Beating there.
That's a grown man.
Yeah, man.
Put back right there. Derrick Rose looks good.
Dwight Powell for three from JJ. Yes, sir.
All right. Huge.
If I may be on pace guy, the Mavs are on pace to take 63s tonight. After they go 6 for 15 in the first quarter, what's the call going to be here?
It's a charge. And a T on Rick.
And a basket for Minnesota. Mavs bench really gave them a lift. Brunson, Kleba, Barea, Powell, Brokoff, all of them scored. Part of that 26-point effort off the bench. But Minnesota still practically scoring at will. Gorgie Jang in the paint, slams it home. And Luka will let her rip. Yes, sir! Three-pointer!
It's smoked brisket.
Inside, Derrick Rose lighting up the baseline. Quick answer, at least for the time being, to snuff out the energy of the crowd. Here he is rising and hitting, and Minnesota has regained the lead. Rose in the lane, and it will roll around and down, and Minnesota in front. Turnaround shot, Matthews, no good. Good defense by C.J. Williams, and Derrick Rose has the ball. Anthony Tolliver, quickly in transition, and good. Minnesota's lead is up to 5.
Whatever you do, you better find Tolliver.
Rose taking it inside. Oh, what a finish by Derrick Rose. Wow.
Still well.
So Derrick Rose
is a starter still in the NBA.
The last time he went over 20 points was March 27th, 2017. He's got 21 right now. Free throw line, Jay, good.
He is steady. Jay.
Street closed tonight on the men for the ankle surgery last April. Rick said last week there would be another update in a couple of weeks, but still that far away from getting into a lot of on-court action, practice action, and we'll find out more at the next update. Rose has it in him to take his shot and drive to the basket and score. 23 is where he is now.
Oh my goodness.
That definitely looks like the dude from 6 or 7 years ago, man. He's been great.
Rose hits a 3. Wow. He is in a special place when he's doing that. Luka trying to draw the foul. Pass went off the back of Derrick Rose. Now Rose in transition, and he scores. 59 seconds left. It's a 1-point game. Stop is the first part of the equation. And they got it so far, but Gibson got the ball back after Teague missed. And Gibson inside. It's tied. Taj Gibson. He is a worker. 134 all. Difference is 4 seconds. Game clock, shot clock. Who can deliver the goods to give the Mavs the lead late in the home opener? It's Smith right now, and it's time to go with the shot clock down to 5 seconds. Smith rising for a 24! He hit it, and it's fouled! Baseball pass, and it's broken up, it's out of bounds, and it's Dallas ball. 2.3 left in the game.
That should do it right there.
As long as there's no review that changes the call.
I don't think they'll be able to review it.
Nope, doesn't look like it.
Rose, who was so good in Dallas, 28 points, gets fouled. The reach in by Corey Joseph.
Nice job by Jimmy Butler to get back in front of Oladipo, too. Got around the screen, got back in front. Towns got back to his own.
Gibson.
Again, running. Run the floor if you're big. If you don't rebound it, get out and run. And put pressure on the rim.
Oladipo unable to connect.
He's so willing to shoot that mid-range shot if the big is dropped in ball screen actions. He's very good at it.
Derrick Rose getting some oohs and ahs out of the crowd.
Marty Gellner did a nice interview with Derrick Rose, and one of the things she came away from talking to Derrick Rose is just how healthy he is right now and how good he feels.
And how happy he is.
Yeah.
really happy to be having an opportunity to show what he can do. And speaking of showing what he can do, Josh Okogie, first dunk at target center.
How about the unselfish play by Derrick Rose to throw it ahead? Oh, what a run out. Now the fast break points are in Minnesota's favor.
Dave Bench, Jim Peterson, Marnie Gellner, and our Fox Sports North crew with you. Timberwolves looking to remain perfect on their home floor. Derrick Rose puts the Wolves back on top to start the fourth. McDermott fires. Nearly got an extremely friendly roll. Rose finds Tyus Jones, corner three.
Goodness. Minnesota is getting their attempts up. They're at 27th three-point attempt by Minnesota. Only problem is it's only the fourth make.
Evans will take a three. He can't connect.
Great scramble by Minnesota.
Pacers have gotten 22 threes up. They've only made 6.
What in the world?
Derrick Rose.
That thing have some English on it or what?
I would say it did. Rose hears the green call and rattles it in. Rose in double figures now with 11.
Wow.
Rose finds Taj Gibson.
What a pass. He double pumped that one up in the air. You don't see that very often. You don't see double pump passes, jump passes.
So the Pacers' 4-game win streak inside Target Center will finally come to an end as the Timberwolves win it tonight with an impressive fourth quarter. 101-91 the final. The Timberwolves outscore the Pacers 29-18 in this quarter. They open the quarter on a 12-0 run, and they remain unbeaten this year, both at home and against the Eastern Conference.
What a start for the Toronto Raptors. Back home tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves. 4-0 record tonight could match their best ever start back in 2015-2016. Tangerine Raptors basketball is on the air beneath the CN Tower in the Scotiabank Arena. Expecting a full house here tonight.
Towns, no. Nice back tap.
Yeah.
Jones floater. And finally the Timberwolves get something to drop. And a no being no, and the tap back into the hands of Rose. Rose attacks DeLon Wright, blows right by him.
Powell's been a good player here in Toronto. So Derrick Rose has reinvented himself a lot the same way Vince Carter has. He dishes it to Anthony Tolliver, who knocks it down. Derrick Rose is also a very pleasant person to deal with, so he's a good guy. I get a lot of flack on Twitter because I've been a pro Derrick Rose fan just in terms of what he's done here. Forget about what's happened outside the lines. When he's been in the Timberwolves uniform, he plays as hard as any player that's ever played for this team other than Kevin Garnett. There's
right on cue.
I mean, Dave, Derrick Rose is playing so hard for this team, and all I know is I like guys who play hard. And if you're willing to play hard and give it your all, which he is, I'm on board.
Rose,
there you go, T.
three.
Rose.
Rose has 1-3, make it 2.
That's 2 now that he's gotten great arc on. I mean, what a difference from one game to the next, right? Remember the last game we talked about the arc on his shot so flat?
Karl Anthony Towns set up beautifully.
Yeah, nice dish by Derrick Rose. Taj gets 2 more points.
Rose, and Rose banks it in.
Rose gets 2 back as Derrick Rose drives and finishes.
What a finish.
It's no trick. For the first time in 21 years, the Timberwolves are hosting a home game on Halloween night. But will they be able to treat fans to a victory against the only Western Conference team with a perfect road record, the Utah Jazz? Towns, shot clock already down to 5. Finally gives it up. Derrick Rose straight away looking at a triple, cans it.
Well, Coach Thibodeau talked about limiting Derrick Rose's minutes down from in the 30s down 26 minutes per game. One thing I was looking forward to is he takes Rudy Gobert right to the rack. What a finish by D. Rose. I was looking forward to extended Tyus Jones minutes tonight in this ballgame.
Mitchell changes direction, unable to connect.
How great is his body control, the way that he's able to handle the basketball and get to where he wants to. It's the second time Derrick Rose now has taken on Rudy Gobert.
Speaking of body control, Crowder out of the corner. Rose fires away and hits it.
Derrick's done a nice job of getting better arc on his shot, hasn't he, Dave? I mean, like, he's really, so we talked about this in Dallas. It looks like to me he's made an adjustment in his shot because it's not been nearly as flat as it was.
They work it back to Crowder, three, no. Quick outlet, and what a find. Derrick Rose to Gorgie Jang, who ran the floor and got paid.
Nice job by Okogie to stay in front of Donovan Mitchell, and then Karl-Anthony Towns comes over and helps alter the shot. Minnesota's shot blocking has gotten so much better.
Rose, tough shot,
but he makes the shot anyway.
Rubio quickly down the floor, sets up Favors, and the Wolves force another stop. Rose, the spin move, getting some oohs and ahs. Tolliver for three!
If he misses the shot, it's not nearly as interesting a play, but because he does, that's going to make the highlight reels.
Anthony Tolliver, his first triple tonight. It's been fun to watch the Timberwolves apply their will to the Utah Jazz here tonight, and they start the third quarter on a high note as Derrick Rose pushes it back up to an 11-point lead. Rose attacks, challenges Gobert, and Gobert couldn't get there in time.
We could have a whole highlight reel of Derrick Rose attacks to the rim on Rudy Gobert tonight. Belly's playing well for Sacramento.
21 points for Belly last night. Rose playing really well for the Timberwolves in the starting nod here tonight.
He's getting into really good shape, and you can tell by the fact that the arc on his jumper is there.
First assist of the night for Gobert. Rose continuing to attack Rudy Gobert with success.
Derrick Rose has stepped into the Wayback Machine.
Interesting, Jim, that the Jazz and the Timberwolves, they won't meet again until the new year, as Rose now up to 27.
Great screen by Taj Gibson. Fantastic screen. The angle of it knocked off Dante Exum, allowing Derrick Rose to go right into his sweet spot.
Love the anchor man as well. Derrick Rose.
That's one of my favorite all-time Will Ferrell skits, by the way, is the cowbell skit.
Derrick Rose just keeps putting them in. This is an unbelievable performance by Rose, who has 33. The most points that the Jazz have given up in a game this year was 124 in that home loss to the Warriors. The way the Timberwolves offense is rolling, they've got a chance to threaten that here tonight.
This is a lot of wow moments here. Derrick Rose is really turning back the clock.
Shot clock down to 5. Rose, who had 19 in the third quarter, has his first points of the fourth quarter, and then Tolliver with the steal. Rose gets fouled, and Derrick Rose banged his head when he got knocked to the ground.
Yeah, he banged his head off the knee of Anthony Tolliver.
Derrick Rose trying to shake it off. He has had a game for the Wayback Machine, sitting on 37 points. And the crowd applauding the effort out of Derrick Rose here tonight. And Rose gets it back to a 2-point game. Rose. Derrick Rose has 41. One off of his NBA career high. His first 40-point game since March of 2011. Rose out of the corner. It's a new career high for Derrick Rose.
That's crazy. You know how hard it is what he just did?
44 for Rose. Rose, already a career high 44.
A lot of dribbling.
The stop, the go, the finish. 46 for Rose. And the Wolves back on top.
I'll tell you one thing about D. Rose, though, is he wants it. He's not afraid of taking those shots.
Rose gets inside, puts up a tough shot, and hits it anyway. 48. Looks awfully great.
Josh Okogie is open. Towns doesn't give it to him.
And then Derrick Rose is fouled. This free throw could put Rose at 50.
50.
A half a century for Derrick Rose here tonight. And Utah will burn its final timeout.
He loves this game. He loves to play. He thought it was all being taken away from him. To have a game like this, 50 points against a good team.
Crowder, 3, no long rebound tracked down by Rubio. Ingles will fire for 3. That won't drop. Another rebound. Exum has it blocked in the corner by who else? Derrick, 2011 MVP, Rose.
And everybody just streams out on the floor to greet him, showing the respect. And they all know what this means to him. They know what he's lost and now what he's trying to find. What a great moment for Derrick Rose. And all the stuff that he's been through, too.
You could not have scripted a better ending to this game for the Timberwolves. And you see the emotion on Derrick Rose's face. A 50-point effort to get the Timberwolves a gutty win over the Utah Jazz.
He's got a lot of stuff going on off the court, and I'm not a judge and I'm not a jury. And to my estimation, he's not been convicted of anything. But what he is he plays hard. He is a gutty basketball player, and he is trying to remake himself in more ways than one, not just on the basketball court. He's got a lot of things to prove, and I feel for the young man, you know? I feel for him, and I'm happy for him in this moment.
It's awfully young in the season. That's one of the most impressive performances of the year in the entire league. As Rose acknowledges the crowd, and he has certainly won over some Timberwolves fans here tonight. Let's get over to Leah Bielsen.
Derrick, you can see you're very emotional. A huge victory for this team, and it comes from you and your career high 50 points. What does it mean to you, Derrick?
Man, everything, man. I worked my ass off, bro. I wouldn't have did this for the franchise, the organization, the fans, everybody, man. I wouldn't be able to play the way I play, man.
We weren't sure if it was the throwback jersey you were wearing, but you did look like Derrick Rose of old. And what did it feel like going through from beginning to end?
I'm doing anything just to win, man. I play my heart out. My teammates told me before the game, just play my game. And tonight was a hell of a night.
What does it say about this team that seemed unnerved when you found out that you were going to be down 2 starters, and you guys jumped right away at the start of this game under your energy and didn't stop at all? What does it say about this team?
We got a young group. My job is to come in, be the veteran, help guys out, lead by example. You see me talking. It's the most I ever talked to my teammates in my whole career. So it means a lot.
Crowds are thankful for you, Derrick. Congratulations on a huge night. You deserve it.
The tap control for the Timberwolves in the dark uniform. Clippers in white. The ball belongs to the Wolves now. It'll also be their possession to begin the 4th quarter. Derrick Rose, his only other start this season, he scored 50 points. Count them, 5-0, 50 points. Rose for 3. Bingo. Never been thought of as his strength, but he's 37% this year.
Do not want to let him get going like this.
Beverly can't finish it off.
Couldn't finish it, but the reason he got a clean look at the floater is because of Bobby.
Rose. So a big start for Derrick Rose. And Rose on the fly. Well, he's looking an awful lot like Derrick Rose.
There was a time where there was just nothing you could do with that, and he still has the ability to pull up and make that jumper in transition.
Foul's going to be called inside on Bobby. Harris has it swatted away. And the Wolves force the turnover. Neither team committed a turnover in the first quarter. That is unusual. It's one of the reasons it's so much fun to watch. Rose finds the big man, and Gibson he must look at the calendar as soon as the schedule comes out and try to see when he plays the Clippers. He is like an all-star against the Clippers. Pass broken up. Rose has Gibson. Timeout will be taken by Doc Rivers. Doesn't like the way this pendulum is swinging right now. Gibson, 7 the shot clock. Rose, left elbow jumper. Rose has 15. You know Lawler's law. First to 100 wins. It's the law as Rose converts again. Clippers lead 101-97. Tough pass to Harold and heavy traffic, lose the ball. Rose flies up the court to the basket. Jackknife and scores.
Always been so good at that, contorting his body around defenders. Tough finish. He makes that look so easy because he's been doing it for so long, but awfully difficult. Don't see many players doing it.
The lob, the jam. Oh, me, oh my. Harris to Butler.
Set play, miscommunication by the Clippers leads to a wide open alley-oop for Butler.
Michelle, thank you. Welcome to downtown Los Angeles. A beautiful night. As we're here at the Staples Center, it's the Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. As we continue an NBA Wednesday, it's presented by State Farm. Second game of our doubleheader. Big win for Philly in the first one. And as the gang just said, both teams could use a win tonight here in the second game. LeBron James and the Lakers currently 4-6 on the season, trying to find their way. And a good game tonight against the Timberwolves team that's already beaten them once this season 9 days ago in Minnesota. Overall, in what we've seen from LeBron James through the first 10 games, compared to maybe last year, his best season overall, how has he looked this year as Derrick Rose hits a three?
Well, to me, he can be better defensively.
Ball, beautiful pass to Ingram. And there's that excellent court vision from Lonzo Ball.
I like the way he started this game. The pass to McGee was an open dunk, that play, and then the rebound that went out of bounds. But I love the way he's aggressively going after the ball.
Speaking of aggressive, Karl Anthony Towns with authority. And Ball once again looking to push. McGee couldn't handle the pass. Derrick Rose all alone down the other end.
And that's what I'm talking about, Mike. That's not McGee's fault. That's a bad pass by Lonzo Ball. Push the basketball and look to make a play. Giving it to McGee that far out is a recipe for disaster. It reminds me of coaching Mo Spates, who's doing well in China right now. He said the only guy that can stop me is coach. And he meant me because I was minimizing his time on the floor. And Joel McGee certainly earning big minutes, and his play has been spectacular for this Lakers team.
And as Butler rattles in the three. Dodge Gibson the rebound. He played 65 games. He had a bunch of it did not play coach's decision. Wiggins tries again and hits again. Wiggins is hot here in the first half. 5 of 7 from the field. The game's leading scorer with 13. Taj Gibson, two-pointer. Well, they say a three was behind the arc. Ingram drives it side. Towns, I think, got a piece of it, and Rose comes up with a loose ball. Rose, line drive. That's a two-pointer. He's got 12. Rose, reverse. Oh, nice hesitation move. And Rose has 14 points. As Derrick Rose contested shot is good. Josh Hart can't hit. Rebound goes to Wiggins. All right, we talked about the three-point shooter. Karl Anthony Towns is a really good three-point shooter for a big man. But he's also unstoppable down low. As Rose launches and hits Derrick Rose. 4 for 5 from that distance. And he's loving it. Rose the drive underneath. Derrick Rose with 22. And Minnesota finally scores. Took them only almost 4 minutes to score here in the fourth.
Both teams under 500 because their defense has been sporadic as Derrick Rose nails another three. He's 5 for 6. Rose up top. This is the largest lead of the game for the Lakers. James harassing Wiggins. Rose three-pointer. Got it! Derrick Rose! He's 6 of 7 from downtown, and it's back to 4. Rose steps back again, puts it in! Derrick Rose makes it a 1-point game. And timeout Lakers.
3 to take the lead, maybe win, 2 to tie.
Oh my goodness.
Rose for the lead. Not there, rebound Lakers! They're gonna win it.
Oh, wow, did
It
Derrick
looks
Rose
like it.
get a good look?
A great look.
Why don't we look at the starting lineups tonight? One change for Minnesota. Andrew Wiggins is not playing. He's out, they say, with a quad contusion. So Josh Okogie will get to start. He'll be with Gibson, Towns, Butler, and Rose.
Buddy pull up for 3.
In and out. It's a good shot. I know it's quick on the clock, but that's your best shooter. You don't have any problem with that. Open 3 by Buddy Hield. Here's Rose. And how about a good start from Minnesota? They put the game's first 7 on the board. Paulie Stein. And the Kings get a unsettled basket, but they'll take him right now any way they can get him.
Yes, they can. Maybe gain a little confidence. Good ball movement, a great defense.
And a foul on Buddy Hield. Rose will get a couple of free throws. And now the lead's 21-9. Kings would love to start this game all over. 23-16. Nice pass. There's Towns. He's got 12. What a start for Karl Anthony Towns in this game. Jackson. And it's taken by Karl Anthony Towns.
Like the poise of Frank in the lane, though, to survey the floor.
And that will be N1. Butler will go to the line. That's his first basket. Boy, a bad play there. You got a couple of opportunities here to really widen this lead, and instead you give up a basket in transition. 73-67. 6-point game. And that's going to be a blocking foul on Sacramento. Rose will get 2 free throws. And Rose getting his game going. 80-77. And Derrick Rose answering right back. All right, so Buddy's got 5. Here's a 3 by Rose. And here come the Minnesota Timberwolves. Dave Yeager senses to change the momentum, and he takes a timeout. Bielitsa. Bad shot. Trying to do too much right now. Tolliver, look out. He's a good shooter. 2-point game.
I just think that, this team can play 5 out, space the floor, draw and kick game, shoot threes. That's what Kenny Atkinson wants to do.
Russell a little bit too strong. Timberwolves looking to run. Teague leaves it up for Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose has been an absolute revelation from downtown. Derrick Rose takes the basketball away. And then Rose hustling up the floor, able to get it to roll in. That was all Derrick Rose.
Just a great finish. Karis LeVert was just leaving the basketball out there in public space, and Derrick Rose said, if you're going to leave it out here in public spaces, I'm going to come take it from you.
Okogie for Rose. The Wolves in transition. Rose with 7 now in the game, and the Nets want to use a timeout.
That was pretty easy right there.
Yes, it was. More of that, please.
You got Derrick Rose jetting to the rim and no one stopping him. You're too young for that, aren't you? Do you know who LeVert is?
I know LeVert.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I can't say that I'm rocking it when I'm on the road.
It's not on the playlist already?
It's not on the playlist, no.
What about the OJs?
Well, so you're saying I got about 9 days to do some major cramming.
Yes, we'll have to do some OJ's appreciation testing later on as Derrick Rose knocks that one down. Second 3 of the game for D. Rose. This is what makes drives Biggs crazy. Karl Anthony Towns goes to help out, but nobody helps Karl out. And that's what needs to change. I mean, because, you know, as much as Karl gets reprimanded for not being a good defensive player, he's trying, and Minnesota's climbed up the ladder with shot blocking. Karl's trying to be a better shot blocker.
Harris attacks in the paint. Timberwolves get another stop. Joe Harris just 1 of 8 shooting. Gibson quickly the other way, set up by Derrick Rose, and the Timberwolves back on top by 2. Kenny Atkinson wants a timeout. Rose out of the corner, gets 3 right back. Tyus Jones, extra pass, Okogie out of the corner. No, Tyus an offensive board.
Karl had it, kicking himself for not shooting it.
Derrick Rose said, that's all right, I got the 2.
He's 7 of 15, he's got 19 points in the game.
Towns for 3, rattles it home. And the Timberwolves have their largest lead of the game. Towns, strong finish on the baseline.
Well, that's how you get around the flopper.
And Derrick Rose pushes the Timberwolves lead in this one back up to 11. It's his
impressive shot.
It's his 4th straight game with at least 21 points.
Nurkic, he can hit that shot.
And uses the glass to perfection.
With Rudy Tomjanovich there.
Nurkic leads the Blazers in scoring with 7. Rose underneath.
Nice attack by Derrick Rose. Good to see him get in the scoring column.
McCollum. Blazers are actually out shooting the Timberwolves in the early going, nearly 47%. Towns, set up by Rose.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens from a rotation standpoint as Charlotte can't get that to go, but Karl grabs another rebound.
Rose sticking with it.
What in the world?
Terry Stotts saying before the game tonight that they're going more and more now to having both of them rest at the same time. Saric with the 3.
It's not a pure stroke. It's not a pure three-point shooting stroke, but it's an effective stroke. He can make shots. That's the thing that you worry about is like, is his technique good enough to have it be repeatable so that he becomes a consistent shooter as Minnesota's defense is really picking up.
Both Saric and Wiggins having a hand in that. Saric runs the floor and gets paid.
Minnesota's bench is getting paid here.
Covington and the Timberwolves have a double-digit lead as Covington brings the purple rain. Derrick Rose has been great off the bench for Minnesota after having to sit out the game against the Pelicans. McCollum, Wiggins, get that shot out of here. Lillard, though, picks up the loose change. Rose quickly attacking coast to coast, and Derrick Rose gets fouled. What a flurry we've had.
There's still 2.2, by the way.
Yeah, Marlin is still going to say, you were saying if Timberwolves could get a 2 for 1, and there's been about 6 possessions since that time. Rose feeding Gibson. Nice 2-man game.
That's why Taj is on the floor. I'm telling you, so smart. Derrick Rose gets that to go. Man, he dribbled himself into space, didn't he? Got himself an opening to rise up over the top of the defense.
Rose over Leonard, and going to get the bucket to fall in the and 1. For a second, I was worried Gorgie James' hand went up through the net. Oh, no. Lillard denied. Timberwolves with the stop, off and running. Teague. Wiggins trailing the play for the 3, and Andrew has been fantastic from beyond the arc. The last handful of games, that's his first make tonight from downtown. Rose, tough baseline jumper for D. Rose.
Derrick Rose just he's got it. He's got that thing. The athleticism is there.
Saric feeds it back to Rose. Towns underneath. sloppy transition by the Timberwolves.
It was good defense by Portland.
But it works into a three, so all's well that ends well.
The intentions were pure. Every Timberwolves player was pure of heart on that possession, giving up, trying to make the right play, and they deserved that three-point shot at the end of that possession.
Rose back to Teague, wide open look, and Jeff Teague just gave the Timberwolves their 11th three of the game. Rose contested shot, falls through. And Jim, coming to the arena tonight, I wasn't really sure what we were going to see out of this Timberwolves team. They played so well against New Orleans, but for most of the night, and then let the Pelicans back. But they just really put out a statement performance here tonight.
Certainly did.
And it's at the end of the night when the Trailblazers cry. 112-96, Minnesota.
Karl Anthony Towns is one of just 12 players in the NBA to have made at least 1 3 in every game his team has played this season. He'll match up with another sharp shooting big. Marc Gasol is on pace for over 150 made threes, which would far and away be a career best. Time to fire away. Wolves basketball is next on Fox Sports North.
Mac, no. And JaMychal Green probably going to have some short stints out here because not only was he unable to play with a broken jaw as Anderson fouls Derrick Rose, but JaMychal Green, Jim, he had to have a stint put into his jaw to put the 4 teeth that got moved out of place back into place. He couldn't do anything in terms of conditioning except for a treadmill in a pool. He had to be mostly immobile while the jaw healed. Take a moment to welcome in those of us watching nationally today on NBA TV, as well as those watching internationally today here on this Sunday afternoon game in the Twin Cities.
One of the most important things in the defensive end, and it really doesn't take any skill to do it.
That was an impressive display right there by Brooks, keeping the dribble alive and getting a shot.
Snaking into the paint, knocking down the shot. This is what Rose has done so well. He still has the great speed and explosion, blowing past people, getting to the rim.
Rose gets a roll. Well, it's one of the things that Robert Covington, since he's been here, Jim, in the very brief time he's been here, has been imploring his team.
Absolutely.
Rose finds Covington, cutting to the hoop for the jam. Rose adding to the bench total, and with an exclamation point at that. Grizzlies defense has just smothered the Timberwolves offense. Holding the Wolves to 35% shooting, forcing 14 turnovers.
You mentioned about how they can be unique in the league, and one of the ways that they came up with was to control pace. Minnesota does have three-point shooting now, which gives them a quick strike ability. They can get back into games.
Mac unable to connect. How much of that has to do with at some point you just become so frustrated with trying to defeat what the Grizzlies are throwing at you? Derrick Rose knocks down the
for Derrick Rose in this game. Leading Minnesota in scoring right now with 16 points on only 7 shot attempts.
Rose. Covington out of the corner. There you go, Rocco.
Get the ball into the hands of the three-point shooters. Wolves are 11 of 30 in the painted area. Is that a good percentage?
It is 36.7% to be exact. I would say no. The Grizzlies, meantime, are 17 of 37, and that's 46%. Derrick Rose adding to the painted area.
Tyus Jones.
Rose gets 2 right back.
Jeff Teague, Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns in the middle with Taj Gibson and the newly acquired Robert Covington. A little up fake might have worked there as Derrick Rose coming inside, and Rose hit. I asked Coach Thibodeau, what's the difference Derrick Rose this year as to Derrick Rose in past seasons? He said he's healthy. Exactly right. He had the first summer he's had in 6 years that he wasn't hurt or wasn't rehabbed.
Good D.
Tough shot.
Good D. That's good D, and that's a nice score by a guy who knows how to score a little bit.
Good hedge there. Plumlee gets back. Now Rose shaking and baking. Floats it up and in.
And that's pretty good defense. That's a guy playing it at the confidence level he played a handful of years ago in Chicago.
Now Derrick Rose.
See, that cost you 2 points. And the bad thing about it, it's the baseline guy. There's no way he can see whether that thing was touched.
Taj Gibson inside, and he's fouled.
Right here is a rotation defensively that, A, you got to get there quick.
They have put on the Ritz here in the third.
This might be, well, they got Rose on an offensive play call early.
Now Derrick Rose still in. Gary Harris bodying him, and Rose is fouled. Let's take a look at those third quarter stats. Down the middle goes Rose, and he is fouled. Well, he's still crafty and still quick.
But a kind of a smart play. He's a good free throw shooter, but Plumlee stepped a little high on the head.
10-0 run. Gary Harris blocked by Zhang. Nuggets have lost some momentum. 10 straight points. Šarić, 12, make it 12 in a row. Timeout, Denver. Nuggets looking for situational stops here. Derrick Rose.
Pretty good shot now. You got Derrick Rose hot.
A two-pointer, but the Nuggets are going to win this one.
For Minnesota, Robert Covington came over in that deal with Philadelphia, along with Brooklyn native Taj Gibson out of the Fort Greene section, TS 67, and that's actually why he wears that uniform number. Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, and Jeff Teague round out the 5 for Minnesota. So the Timberwolves have now missed 5 straight shots. Beautiful spin. Russell turns it over. Atkinson was looking for a foul. Teague shovels. Rose delivers.
And that's one area that the Timberwolves really hurt the Nets last time they met in transition. 17-2 in fast break points, and some of that starts with turnovers.
Rose hangs and hits. What a nice surprise he's been, reuniting with Tom Thibodeau. Rose lets it fly. Cans it. It's a 3.
It's been eye-popping how he's shot from the three-point line.
Jumper doesn't go for Allen. Rose accelerating with the left hand. Derrick Rose shows he still has a little something. The shade by Karl Anthony Towns. And the Nets turn it over. Dinwiddie, I'm not sure where he was going with that one. Teague a 3. Largest lead of the day. 13. Dinwiddie rises up, misses the 3 ball, and it's rebounded by Gibson.
Because there's one thing to miss shots, and there's another thing when you're just not getting quality looks at the basket. The shot selection has been off because the offense hasn't been flowing.
Look out. Karl Anthony Towns with the stuff. Zhang one-on-one with Fareed. A cut by Rose. He takes the J and he knocks it down. Derrick Rose at halftime was working with a heavy ball.
Like a medicine ball?
Yeah, almost, but in the form of a basketball.
Oh.
And that, I think, has been a big key for him as Hollis Jefferson misses it again out of control, where it's taking him extra effort to get that ball up to the rim. And there's the strength of Rose. Derrick Rose has looked like a new man this season. Short on a 3. Rose penetrates, hangs, and hits. Derrick Rose. Yeah, maybe he's not the explosive player he once was, obviously, but he still has something.
He has a whole lot.
Jump shot goes for Rose, off the window. 9 to shoot. Rose buries it from long range. Derrick Rose, he has got the confidence from the perimeter. Napier turns it over. Jones picked his pocket from behind and then lays it in. One up cross is the call from Tom Thibodeau.
I was wondering if you were going to call it out to Bird.
It's like having a third man in the booth. Derrick Rose with a left hand. That was sly. Rose. Guarded by Crabbe. Towns the screen. Rose works around it. Push shot is good. Derrick Rose has got a knack.
That's what Rose makes it so difficult, because your focus is on Towns, and if he's going to pass off, and he can score on his own.
25 for Rose.
Storylines abound as tonight in Minneapolis, the Bulls get a look at some old friends. Taj Gibson and Derrick Rose are key players for tonight's opponent, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Covington comes out. Derrick Rose checks in. You got Rose and Teague on the floor at the same time. Here comes Blakeney in for Fred Hoiberg. Here comes Teague. He blows right in. He had a layup to Rose, and he's got a three.
I'll tell you, he had a layup, and he was right at the rim. And at the last second, he saw Derrick Rose standing over there in the corner and found a wide open shot for him. Well, really, the only thing that kept that close for Minnesota was offensive rebounds and second chance points. So they would be getting blown out right now. Bulls get them off the boards a little bit. There'll be some separation.
Parker, step back off 1 foot.
He didn't just
Pretty
hit it with
play.
Nowitzki, did he? One-legged fade away by Jabari Parker.
Parker with a couple of scores to get back to within 2.
This is when Zach's out of the game. This is where Jabari has to be more aggressive.
Rose a drive, and he'll get to the free throw line as well.
He turned the corner that time, and we had Robin trailing.
Corner, Holiday. And now Rose will bring it. He stops and pops and bingo.
Mid-range game. And someone says something to him over in the Bulls bench, and he just barks something back at him.
Rose a drive and a finish. He blew right by Blakeney and then right by Robin.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if guys are watching the scouting report or watching Derrick play this year, but Derrick Rose is still one of the quickest guards in the league. I mean, he just blows by, and then he's always had the ability and the strength to finish over bigger defenders as he goes in there and draws the contact, and he finishes over the top.
Rose trying to complete a three-point play.
He's got 10 points, make that 11 in 14 minutes, so an efficient scoring night for Derrick Rose.
Here's Rose at the other end. Fires one and scores.
You see Derrick is he just lets the game come to him. He's not rushing. He just dribbles into a shot.
Rose beat the double team right on in. Layup good.
Oh
my goodness.
Come on now. That's too easy.
Out to Towns. Back out to Rose. Long range. That's good.
I'm going to tell you what, they better get out to Derrick Rose. He is making that shot this year. You used in the past could lay off of him and let him shoot that shot all day long, but he is making threes this year. 45% clip.
Jones races through the traffic to Rose. Running in and the layup's good. Jones and Rose on the break. Fred gets a timeout. 88-81, the lead at 7. Weave out front. Blakeney blocked and picked out of the air by Covington.
Derrick Rose got that block. And look at Towns. He's just kind of flopping through there.
Hooks it back. Rose, left-hand layup.
Wow. It's too easy.
Rose against Blakeney. Jang back to Rose. Fake drive. Shovels. Saric goes up and scores.
Oh, what a pass by D. Rose.
Yeah, terrific.
And it was a nice little dish to
Here comes Jordan Clarkson. He'll elevate. Rims it out. Towns with good box out position. We'll keep our eye on the rebounding totals.
Well, you knew that was going to happen. Rose, he does not, one man is not going to stop him from attacking the hoop.
Yeah, he still attacks, even though his jump shot is vastly improved. 29-24. Rose in traffic. Gave it up. Jones set his feet and buried the three. Nice looking stroke. He grew up in the Minneapolis Twin Cities area. Here comes Rose. He had the 50-point game against Utah. Covington came to the ball and scored. Nicely run offensive play that time. Clarkson elevates. And the miss. Rebound to Sharch. He's out there with Gorgie Jang. Derrick Rose. Tyus Jones and Robert Covington. Rose turned the corner. Flips it up. Tough shot. Those are the shots as a kid he called stupid shots. He would practice those just odd angle shots and soft touches.
Well, he's great at doing that.
Yep.
I mean, those are all shots that you don't expect him to take.
Yep. Rose thinking about it. On the crossover move, rhythm dribble, banked it home. Rose this year shooting the ball more on the way up, and that worked back to a summer work that he did instead of on the way down. Rose kicks it back out to Covington, and he hit that spinner three.
That's what he does. He loves to catch and shoot three-point shot.
Officials will say if the defender catches it in the chest, then he's going to draw that offensive foul. But clearly, Jang did not, and Rose feeling it right now. He's averaging 6 points a game in fourth quarters this season.
And suddenly now has 8.
And that all happens by design of the play. They start Towns high and away from the ball. They reverse the ball, and then as he comes across, Rose again with that little pull-up 18-footer.
Boy, he is really shooting the ball well.
It's the best I've seen his jumper look. Rose stopped on a dime, whirling dervish 2.
Yep. See, and again, those are recognition situations.
He's taking precious time here. Hood, off balance 3. Rebound to Gibson.
Got the look they wanted.
Yep. They got
play was drawn up, and they executed it, and he got an open look.
Right.
Would have cut it to 5 had he made it. Here comes Rose. Drops it off. No look to Gibson. So Taj Gibson with a couple of hoops here in the fourth quarter has 7. Here comes Hood. Sexton had it partially blocked by Rose. So Colin Sexton, a 5 of 18 or 19 night shooting the ball. They've really made him a focal point of their defense.
And Minnesota fires, misses the jumper. Forbes with a rebound. Spurs should have a little advantage here as Teague lives behind. And Forbes cannot connect on the transition 3. Teague trying to walk it off. Rose gives it up to Gibson. His reverse layup is good. Spurs get it on the turnover. Mills to Bellinelli. Marco, tough shot. Not for Marco. Bellinelli. He hits the tray.
How about Marco sprinting down the court, stopping on a dime? Doesn't have to put the ball down. Perfectly delivered pass. Marco gets his chance. Knock down a 3-ball.
Averaging 9+ a game. Rose counters with a triple of his own. 25 to 17 as Derrick Rose hitting the 3 has been incredible this season at 46%. That's 5th in the NBA. Rose again strokes the 3-pointer.
And the crowd, they're starting to get excited. He knocks down his first 2. I remember his performance here just a couple of weeks ago.
Hurdle at 5 of 5 against Chicago with a double-figure game. As Derrick Rose has got 8 already on 3 of 3 from the floor. Rose sets up Saric and he stuffs it.
He got out of jail free there. If Sarge doesn't make that cut, Derrick Rose is in trouble. Picked up his dribble along the baseline, had nowhere to go.
Mario averages 11 and 6. Coming over from Philadelphia in that deal. Rose makes it hurt. 42 to 27. Minnesota has just dominated in all phases from the second quarter on, and here again they get the triple as Rose now with 13 points, and he is 3 of 4 from 3. Rose says, why not? And I don't blame him. 4 or 5 from deep.
He's got perfect rotation on his jumper. Couldn't ask for it to look any better.
Better defend the 3-point line against the Boston Celtics.
Rose. Little rondo move there by Derrick Rose. How good has Derrick Rose been?
But it's the left ankle too. I mean, that's the difficult thing about it. For a right-handed player, that left leg is your explosion leg. It's the one you jump off of. And he's just not attacking the basket like Derrick Rose is right there. One of the things, if you watch Gordon Hayward play, when he does drive it, he's looking to pass. He's not looking to attack and dunk the basketball like he did when he was a Utah Jazz player. Derrick Rose, he has been attack mode since he came to Minnesota last year.
Rose has it knocked away, gets it back, gets it away, and drills it.
One of the things that Minnesota's done so well is they've been limiting those second chance points in the paint. They don't turn it over just like Boston as D. Rose puts on the Jets.
Yes, he did.
The right to left crossover. That was the killer crossover right there.
A little bit of everything on that one for D. Rose. He's up to 8 points. Rose just beyond the free throw line. Derrick Rose had a 50-point game about a month ago here against the Utah Jazz. Rose to Saric. And the Wolves trying to push the pace a little bit. Rose, first 3-point attempt tonight, and he drills it.
It's unbelievable. It's not a good shot. I mean, it was contested, but this is what he's been doing. It's a good shot for him. It's what he's been doing.
Nice pass by Rose, the bounce pass to Towns.
Tell you what, Derrick Rose,
Karl Anthony Towns have done some nice things together this year.
Well, there's to look at the numbers by quarter. Timberwolves 2 wins this year when they trail going to the fourth. Celtics 2 losses this year when they lead going to the fourth. Timberwolves hoping to move both those numbers to 3, and Derrick Rose gets the quarter started off on the right foot.
Wolves have really done a good job defending over this stretch of games. Gordon Jang almost touched that. Derrick Rose, another attack.
You mentioned the numbers. In fact, the last 9, Jim, counting the game before Saric and Covington actually suited up, but since the trade was made, Timberwolves giving up just under 100 points a game. Rose gets away at 3, makes another 3! Tell you what, if you're just watching the Timberwolves for the first time tonight on the NBA TV feed, Derrick Rose is for real, folks. Rose, the feed inside, Gorgie Jang, and 1! And the Timberwolves suddenly with some momentum, and giving the fans here in Minneapolis something to cheer about, they got a chance to tie this one up. Towns gets 2 back from Minnesota. Rose around Kyrie Irving.
Man.
24 now in the game for Rose.
D. Rose says, take that, Uncle Drew.
And he has been single-handedly off the bench, getting the Timberwolves back in this game. Our Miller Lite hold true moment, courtesy of Derrick Rose. And the Timberwolves right now back within 4 in downtown Minneapolis. Irving. Hayward wide open look. That's one of those shots, if it doesn't go in, you're like, why did you not let more clock spin? But you get the 3, and that's just a huge separator now.
Well, I mean, I bet Gordon Hayward, he has a comfort level in this gym. That's one of the things about playing when you switch conferences like that. Sometimes playing in those Eastern Conference gyms, I mean, he's actually obviously a good player, but you have a comfort level here at Target Center if you're him.
The 4 threes tonight for Hayward, a new season high. Timberwolves' 4-game win streak is going to come to an end here tonight at the hands of the Boston Celtics, who now have won 5 straight in their series against the Timberwolves. And they win it going away 118 to 109, the final here in downtown Minneapolis.
Baby, it's cold outside. December in Minneapolis, it's not for the faint of heart. Tonight, the Hornets' only trip to the Target Center here in downtown Minneapolis. It's Kemba Walker and your Hornets taking on Karl Anthony Towns and the Timberwolves.
Saric had a hand in his face, still hit it. That's a 3 ball.
Frank just throws his hands in the air. He says, I was right there in his airspace. Contested shot. That's all he can do.
Derrick Rose turning back the hands of time.
Yeah, he has a really good hesitation, much like Kemba, and that quick first step off the hesitation with a live dribble.
Derrick Rose, vintage Derrick Rose.
Hornets do not turn it over a lot. Rose out of the corner, rattles out. Saric saves it. Right back to Rose. He'll go inside for the floater and get it to drop. So some second chance scoring for Minnesota. Towns rebound, gets the Timberwolves off and running. Saric out of the corner. Timberwolves sorely needed to see that one drop.
And it's called spacing is what it's called. You know what I mean? Drive it, kick it, space it, and then a guy like Saric right there, I mean, he gets a wide open shot, and all created by Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, former MVP. Cross-court pass, Rose along the baseline.
That was a wonderful ball fake. Really took his time and emulated how he shoots his threes, and that's what bit Kemba Walker into trying to stand up to challenge that. And he gets a good drive.
Derrick Rose. 18-5, Timberwolves run. Biombo back on the floor. Bridges, Parker, Monk, and Kaminsky. Derrick Rose into the game. Hits the mid-range jumper. And this crew, I don't know if they've ever played together this season, but they were lightning in a bottle back in the first half.
Yeah, and you throw Malik out there as well. They had a really good first half, 8 points.
Left-handed layup, Wiggins. Tyus Jones, Derrick Rose, Dario Saric, Corgi Jang, and Robert Covington, the 5 on the floor for the T-Wolves. And it's the former MVP Rose who scores the first points of the quarter.
He's been pretty good at attacking the rim all night long is Rose.
And that's going to do it. Triple zeros here from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. For the first time all season long, the Hornets have lost 3 consecutive games. And the Hornets now fall to 2 games below 500.
Damian Lillard, 5th in the league at scoring at better than 27 points per. 6.5 assists and 5 rebounds as well. C.J. McCollum alongside 20th in the league in scoring, just a hair over 21 per. Mo Harkless steps into the lineup again, 7-year pro from St. John's with Al Farouk Aminu. 9 years logged in on the association out of Wake Forest, and Yusuf Nurkic, the Bosnian beast, now in his 5th campaign. 13th in the league in rebounding, nearly 11 a game. And they'll need that rebounding heft tonight because Karl Anthony Towns is having a terrific year. 20th in scoring, he is 8th in rebounding. That's 21 and 12 per night with Taj Gibson. Andrew Wiggins averaging 16 a game. Jeff Teague, and yes, Derrick Rose steps into the starting lineup, his 6th start of the year and his 24th appearance as a Timberwolf this season. Lillard 4 to shoot, kicks to Aminu, tried to race inside. Teague got a piece and a turnover to start the game and maybe a bucket off of it. Teague standstill 3, got it. Taj Gibson and Wiggins looking low for Karl Anthony Towns. As you mentioned, he's having just an outstanding year. He turns, he finds a weak side cutter. It's Rose, who blocked easily by CJ, but recovered by Rose outside to Towns, and he'll raise, and he knocks down a triple. Backing down is Nurkic, working on Jang, flat-footed putback on a second effort is off. Jang the rebound, and here comes Derrick Rose in the starting lineup tonight for Minnesota with Covington on the bench, and Rose gets in deep amidst 2 defenders and laid it in. Rose, the running right-hander, up and in. It is Rose, obviously, that was the author of a 50-point game against Utah in 41 minutes. He was magnificent in that win. Turner's pass deflected. Rose comes up with it. 5 turnovers on the Blazers here early. Rose off the screen, eases into a banker.
Derrick Rose shooting the ball really well. 38. Made threes coming to this one. 47.5% from the 3-point line.
Towns making an impact quickly coming off that bench.
Yeah, but the Blazers defense can't overreact to that shot. They pushed him out far. The double team was prepared to come on the baseline. Towns doesn't even give it a chance, and he makes a shot that really good players can make.
Off to Layman, in rhythm, 4-3, too strong. And the 3 not falling right now for the Blazers. They are 4 of 17.
You got to get back. This is an athletic fast break right here. You got a Kogi who can take off, and so the defender has to step up. He makes a good pass to Derrick Rose.
Damian cross court.
Oh, wow. How did that ball get through?
I don't know. And when he let it go in midair, I'm thinking, where is that going? Well, he knew where it was going. Bo was wide open, and he nails a 3. The Blazers 5 of 19 from triple land.
Man.
Towns comes back, and he lands a deep 2. Rose a little hopper, flips it up and in. Minnesota just hanging in there with the Blazers. Down 2 on the road, 10:05 to go in the 3rd. Lillard trying to thread it through to Nurkic, intercepted, Teague the other way. Scoop to Rose to lay it up and in. And these turnovers so disruptive to their flow. Rose and Jones with Okogie, Saric, and Jang. And it's Jang who hits a mid-range hopper in the paint. Former MVP of the 2010-11 season. Derrick Rose then playing with the Chicago Bulls to Saric. Minnesota maintains contact with the Blazers. Down 1 with 10.5 to play in the 4th.
And Zach and Okogie, they're going at it a little bit. That was a great play from Zach to get up on that shot without fouling, and then on the other end, him and Okogie kind of got in it, and they're talking to one another.
Rose coming off the screen of Jang, knocks down a mid-range look. Rose hangs in the air and he heads off to Jang, and he scores right at the cup. Rose being watched by Myers Leonard, and Rose just a sliver of daylight knocks down the jump shot.
He's snaking that ball screen and coming off of it to the right, but ending up on the left side and creating a little confusion. Myers tries to fly out at the last second, and he forces him to shoot over a high hand. Rose capable of making that.
Rose hadn't been bashful. He's gotten up 20 shots tonight off the screen. Kicks to Okogie for a triple. Got it.
That's only Okogie's 16th made three. He's attempted 50. A 30%er.
Off it comes to CJ. 13 to shoot. Working Rose. Crosses him. Drives into the lane. Blocked. Jang recovers.
That was good defense twice by Derrick Rose. He blew up the elevator play out of the timeout and then played sound one-on-one defense.
Here's Rose the other way. Nailed it. So Derrick Rose having a splendid game. 18 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 9 of 22. Lillard 26 tonight. Crowd on their feet here at Moda tonight. Dame finds CJ. He gathers for three. He knocks down a triple. The Blazers 10 of 33 from three. Get back-to-back triples from their two leading scorers, Lillard and then McCollum.
The longest road trip of the year is in the rear view. The Warriors are back home at Oracle, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And for the Warriors, they want to build not only on a 3-game winning streak, but the Land Rover above and beyond shows the best defensive effort of the season. Allowed 95, 18% on threes. Milwaukee had been the highest scoring team in the NBA. And the Warriors offensively got their 3-ball rolling with the roster. Alfonso McKinney and Jonas Jerebko helping out Steph, Clay, and KD. Offense and defense, a nice combo. But tonight, the return of Draymond Green. The heartbeat is back in the building. The defensive player of the year, and he'll be needed against a talented Minnesota squad. The starting lineups from Oracle. The Warriors are back home. Coming up next. Grant finding Steph nicely, and I got a piece of that. Wiggins flying at him. D. Rose. Wow, that's a tough finish over McKinney.
Well, the Warriors have a lead, and they didn't shoot the ball well. They 10 of 25, 40%. But they did make 4 more threes.
Yep.
So the points off the turnovers and the more threes, that's the difference in the game.
Dario Saric scoring there is a dependable defender, a great passer for a big man. Derrick Rose scoring there.
Well, not a lot of...
Oh, McKinney. Beautiful movement without the ball.
These 5 guys, you wouldn't call them great ball handlers. Any of them out there for the Warriors. I mean, Livingston can handle them and everything, but none of them can do it like Curry. Sometimes they try to force a pass or two.
There is Derrick Rose hitting threes. His story from beyond the arc is incredible. Draymond, they're just spotting him in and out. Durant and Curry are at the scorer's table.
I'll worry about Monday after Wednesday's game with Toronto. That's why I think this is a big game for the Warriors. They've got to win this game and go into the Toronto game with a lot of confidence.
Rose. Derrick Rose has found the fountain of youth.
He knows how to create space to finish the shot.
McKinney, you had an absolute sellout by Derrick Rose to block that shot. That was great hustle defense by D. Rose.
Yeah, I'm surprised Jerebko threw it to him because you can see him coming along the baseline.
D. Rose right down the lane. Livingston and Derrick Rose blocked that shot. When's the last time Sean had his patented turnaround blocked?
He is a competitor, isn't he? Nice move.
Yeah, sorry.
Nice move, controlled. And look what he's shooting tonight.
KD off the curl. Oh, how did Kevin even get that off? Rimmed it out. Floating left, turn back right. Derrick Rose has become a three-point shooter. It's still kind of flat, but you can't argue with 47%. And Clay, a little runner that Karl Anthony Towns blocked. Went up and caught it. Derrick Rose was fouled shooting a three.
I'll tell you what, you watch him play, you would never know that he had severe injuries.
No.
You wouldn't know it.
No,
he plays hard off those legs.
And the amount of work it took to become this proficient as a three-point shooter.
That's thousands and thousands of jump shots.
Yeah, he's lost a little quickness. You know, he doesn't go to the basket and get by people quite as quickly.
He's got 21 off the bench. We mentioned he had a 50-point game earlier. You can see Minnesota's depth and their talent level. They're going to be a factor in the West. But when the Warriors are making 19 threes, you're just not going to touch the Dubs.
2 free throws good for Marvin Bagley.
That stroke looks better and better, doesn't it?
Yep. Well, as you said, we think, by the end of the year, he'll be in the mid-70s.
I would think so, and I think that's what he thinks as well.
And there's Rose scoring quickly off the bench.
He can play.
Now Rose hesitates. 17-footer. Derrick Rose, 2 of 2.
You can see why MVP season, Grant, he was so tough to guard. Little hesitation, moves quick, strong enough to deliver.
There's 2 more for Derrick Rose. He's got 6. And Minnesota has the lead. Nice pass. Gordon Jang from Rose.
Kings weak side over there hugging up in the corner, taking a little nap. They got to get off and in the lane.
And Towns scores 79-73.
Make him work for it.
Yep. Nice reverse by Derrick Rose. 4-point game.
And he just looked wonderful.
Yeah, he does.
Give him credit. I mean, listen, he has come back in a big way.
Good defense. 81-79. Wiggins. Beautiful drive by Wiggins. He has 19. Three-pointer Rose.
So much confidence. You can see it's just oozing from him.
And now a foul on Rose, holding Bogdanovich non-shooting.
I can't believe that Derrick is arguing that this is WWE night here in Golden One
Yes,
Center.
it is.
That was a suplex that he put on.
Well, you were right.
Sometimes, Grant.
91-90. Side pop Rose. And you got to ask yourself, where would Minnesota be without Derrick Rose?
They would be even farther down the Western Conference standings.
Rose sneaks in, scores 117-103. Just too much firepower for Sacramento.
Welcome to the Valley of the Sun, where the weather has been ideal the last few days, and the Timberwolves are hoping the accommodations are as inviting inside Talking Stick Resort Arena as they try to salvage the final game of their 4-game West Coast trip.
How would you like to meet Marshawn Brooks, by the way? As Derrick Rose gets the bucket inside. Rose. Yeah, we saw the Nemanja Bjelica revenge game the other night.
Certainly did.
But really, it can't be a revenge game when Jamal Crawford opted out.
He opted out. That's what I told him. I said, don't get any ideas. We didn't trade you.
Rose, wild shot, and he gets it to go.
Incredible.
I would say
two of your favorite guys, T.J. McConnell and Ryan Arcidiacono.
Devin Booker. I would say out of that group, I would say Derrick Rose, and I'd probably say Jonas Jerebko.
He's been a really good value player for the Golden State Warriors, hasn't he? Maxi Kleber is also a veteran minimum guy.
Yeah, Maxi Kleber's missed a few games being hurt this year. Rose and one. And right as we give Derrick Rose a little nod, he gets the bucket and the damage. Towns, this was impressive.
Just blowing past DeAndre Ayton on the baseline. D. Rose just getting physical. We talked about this last ballgame because, when you talk about scouting the Minnesota Timberwolves, who do you worry about offensively attacking the basket? I mean, Minnesota's got, Jeff Teague will do it.
Rose launches at 3 and drills at 3.
There you go. Talked about Derrick Rose shooting threes.
Saric gets a hand out and comes up with a steal. Rose has Towns with him, puts it up, Towns puts it down. That was pretty. 8-0 run for Phoenix. Rose ends that.
D. Rose really has that runner down. He spends a lot of time with that heavy ball too, shooting that shot. So it's an easy shot. He gets great lift, great technique, and it's so soft.
Rose Pulls up, uses the glass.
He loves kissing it off the glass, doesn't he?
He's having a terrific shooting night tonight. You see the numbers. And it's back to a 2-point game. Rose, floater.
Man, D. Rose has been excellent in this game.
18 in the game for Rose. He has individually outscored the entire Suns bench, which has only 17.
D. Rose attacking, getting back into the play. She get a little cherry pick layup here, and does.
Back to a 10-point game. Rose in the corner is a good choice.
I mean, you can give Dario post-up opportunities and let him be a decision maker too, just like Towns.
Rose shoots over the top of Ayton. A ton of praise for DeAndre Ayton when he went to the bench during that last timeout by coaches and teammates, loving his energy on the glass.
Andrew Wiggins and the Timberwolves are sure in need of some home cooking after a 4-game road trip that netted little more than frustration. Former Wolves forward Nemanja Bjelica was part of the problem out west as he connected on 4 threes against Minnesota last Wednesday. Can the Wolves keep him in check tonight? Find out next on Fox Sports North.
I mentioned this is the 3rd meeting. The previous 2, all the Kings did was tally 71 fast break points in those 2 meetings. Timberwolves did have 38 themselves in the 2 meetings, but giving up nearly double. They get the opening bucket here tonight, courtesy of Karl Anthony Towns. Sacramento coming in at 16-13 on the season. It's the most games they've been over 500 this late in a season since the last time they made the playoffs in 05-06. That Derrick Rose with the 3. Good things happen when he takes threes.
You can't block a shot with your shoe. He certainly went up with it. Towns is the one that blocked it, but Tosh, you can't block a shot with your shoe.
Never seen that before.
I mean, I can't be positive that you can't block a shot with your shoe.
We're gonna have to check the rule book. I would imagine it's definitely frowned upon. Karl Anthony Towns with the 3.
Keeps his streak alive.
Yeah, and all the Twitter people who are telling me we're making too much of that streak. Derrick Rose right back at you on the other end.
Minnesota only has 1 more game in the Pacific time zone in LA, a game that we're not going to do against the Lakers.
National TV exclusive that game.
Have to go to Denver twice and to Utah twice. If you haven't seen Josh Okogie play, he's played like this a bunch. Early on, he played a bunch of minutes when there were some injuries, and then he didn't play for a long time, and he bided his time. And then when he got a chance to play in Portland against the San Antonio Spurs as well, he got a chance to play in Portland. Dave, he took those opportunities, and he's just game ready.
Towns into the game for the first time this quarter. Rose floats one up, it will not drop.
Their second unit's going to have to do something as Josh Okogie gets the poke away. Covington gets the steal.
Rose for Towns. Everybody getting in on the party.
Yeah.
9 assists for Rose.
If you got to sit there and prod a guy to bring some energy to practice, and that's just, I mean, no one's got time. Coaching is hard enough already. Trying to come up with game plans to how to beat teams. It's hard enough to figure out how to beat the other guy versus having to sit there and figure out how to get you to play hard.
You wonder, Jim, the only thing left to question is whether or not we will see De'Aaron Fox again.
I don't see why you would. I mean, they've got a bunch of guards that they can play.
Dave Yeager, the Staples, Minnesota native, applauding the effort out of his second unit to try and get this thing back into somewhat of a manageable cushion. Farrell pulls up for 3. Timberwolves get the stop. Kings finally appear to have cooled off a little bit. Derrick Rose fouled by Troy Williams.
Tonight at Target Center, 2 very different but equally impressive bigs will share the floor. Karl Anthony Towns has had his share of problems with Andre Drummond over the years. Drummond is a perfect 6-0 in the head-to-head matchups. Can Cat and the Wolves flip the script tonight? Find out next.
Rose attacking Griffin, and the Timberwolves are finally on the scoreboard.
that's one of the things that is interesting when you see Derrick Rose start is what should be his role on this team? Should it be at the point or should it be at the shooting guard position?
Rose, coast to coast.
Could have been a foul there too. I think that, I think Derrick Rose wants to play the point guard position. I don't think he wants to be matched up against two. He just wants to be on the court. Taj is trying to overpower Reggie Bullock and does it.
How about this game of runs? 12-0 spurt for Detroit, a 10-0 run for Minnesota. And he's always been able to hit that shot.
I don't know if always has been what you'd say, but he's got great shooting form. I mean, the way that he shoots the basketball, he's got textbook shooting form now. As Derrick Rose, talk about textbook shooting form. You know, the guys have not missed many games. And Jeff Teague, obviously the Jimmy Butler situation, complicated things from a lineup combination standpoint. Minnesota's enjoyed help, and that's been a great thing.
Derrick Rose, wow! What a sequence for the former MVP!
He's shooting 50% from the floor. He's shooting close to 50% from the three. Since the trade I'm talking about, if you take the entire season, he is shooting 50% from the floor and from the three-point.
Rose gets it to rattle in. It's the kind of shot, Jim, when you're having a good night, it finds its way in. When you're having a bad night, it finds its way off. Reggie Jackson, Jimmy's now in year 4 of that 5-year, $80 million contract he signed with it. Remember how startling that news was that he signed an $80 million contract, and now that sounds like a bargain. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about a value contract for him. I'm just talking in terms of general of the contracts and the money being handed out in the league. To get an average of $16 million a year doesn't sound like very much in today's NBA. Was a lot at the time, though.
I think it's still a lot. Well, for what he does.
Believe me, everybody sitting at home thinks it's a lot too. Timberwolves' biggest lead of the game. Griffin, 3. Rattles out. Rose looking to push pace. Towns trailing the play.
Wow.
And what athleticism by Towns.
What body control.
Towns for Rose. Rose from the free throw line.
Derrick gets to go. 6 of 12 for Derrick Rose.
Blake Griffin, the attack and finish, and it's back to a 6-point game. Timberwolves at one point trailed by 12, and at one point led by 12. Rose baseline. Where would they be without Derrick Rose? Not just tonight, but all season.
Go get him! Go get him!
Rose uses the bank.
Now, Blake Griffin did not want to help off of Karl Anthony Towns.
Rose, what another shot by Rose. He just continues to make those shots look easy.
The reverse layups, both right and left-handed. Derrick makes a tough shot. Derrick is 6 of 7 in the painted area. Reggie Bullock has had a heck of a game for the Pistons. He's got 23 in the game on 9 of 17, 5 of 10 from outside the arc.
His season high is 24, Jim, and that came in the last game as Derrick Rose adds to his total.
D. Rose 10 of 19. He's got 24 in the game to lead Minnesota in scoring.
Rose firing the 3, buries the 3. First made triple tonight for Derrick Rose.
Well, you got to hit Covington when he's open, though.
Covington burying the 3.
He was open earlier. Derrick held onto the basketball a dribble or two too long.
Rose.
Doesn't mean it's not true.
Timberwolves have not played an overtime game this year. Covington looking to keep it that way.
Wow, big shot. Big shot, Bob.
Bullock thought about the 3. Shot clock down to 4. He'll take a 3 and we're tied again. Wow. Rose pulls up over Griffin, banks it in.
Unbelievable.
Rose has
hit. Shot. Minnesota hasn't had an answer too.
Yes, they have.
It has been back and forth. Haymaker after haymaker.
Rose has hit 13 of 24 tonight.
Good blitz that time by Taj Gibson. get to Reggie Jackson on his heels.
Bullock gives it up for Griffin. Extra pass. Jackson, open look, and Detroit takes the lead. They've been at 9 of 13 threes in the quarter.
You're talking about the worst shooting team in the NBA.
Rose has been fantastic tonight. Gets the screen from Towns.
On a roll.
Working on Griffin, changes direction. Wild shot, won't drop. Griffin with a rebound. Timberwolves get a steal. 9 seconds. Covington. Yes, sir. His big shot bomb. 6 seconds. Jackson driving inside. Drummond an offensive rebound to put back up and in with .6, and we are tied at 118.
Boy, you don't want to foul him necessarily because a three-point play would be a killer, but you also don't want to let him get a layup.
Covington, Towns, a lot of contact, no whistle. Both sides wanting a foul call. Griffin thought he was fouled. Tibbs thinking that Griffin should have been called for a foul. And how about this? We're going to go to overtime. Jackson, no. Credit Towns. Good job of defending without fouling. Forced that miss. Rose to Wiggins. And Andrew able to get it to go. Rose with his 7th assist tonight. Rose. Oh, what a hesitation and a go move by Rose.
Just watch Derrick Rose and what he does on the defensive end. And so sometimes he's been playing off some guys, but he really does a good job in terms of how the intensity that he plays with.
Couple of young and talented 7-footers in this game tonight. Here is our Northland Ford starting lineup. The Bulls do not have Zach LaVine in the starting lineup, but he could very well play in this game tonight. Right? Ryan Arcidiacono, Chris Dunn, the former Timberwolf, Justin Holiday, Lauri Markkanen, who's been lighting it up, and Wendell Carter Jr. Derrick Rose is back in the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Andrew Wiggins, Robert Covington, Taj Gibson, the former Bull, and Karl Anthony Towns.
I think obviously when you bring in Lauri Markkanen, the success that they've had since he's come back into the mix, 4 and 6 since he's been back, and it also coincides with Jimmy Boylan being back as well. Markkanen, 27.5 points per game when they win, just 11 when they don't. So limiting him is going to be very important in this game.
Towns, free throw line jumper is good. Did you already hear the roar for Derrick Rose the first time he touched the basketball? Rose taking a lot of contact and somehow got that shot to drop.
It was excellent defense by Chris Dunn. Just a better offensive play, and Derrick Rose is asking for a foul. Thought there was a lot of contact, and there was.
Sure looked like it, yeah. Rose off to Gibson, another spin move. Taj has done that a couple of times tonight. Taj Gibson, 3 of 4, 6 points, and heading to the free throw line.
Derrick Rose, what a take with the left hand exploding to the rim.
Rose has 4 points and 3 assists in 6 minutes in his return to Chicago.
When I see Zach LaVine here in this building, I think about the game last year as he feeds Wendell Carter Jr. for the big throwdown. Andrew Wiggins had to guard Zach LaVine last year as Derrick Rose. He gets another beautiful layup inside, sifting his way through the Chicago defense.
And the Wolves let Carter let it fly. Towns from the baseline. He'll take the 3, and Karl will hit the 3.
Karl Anthony Towns is a 41% corner three-point shooter himself.
LaVine. The fadeaway jump shot, no good. Zach came in averaging 24 points per game. Rose off the dribble and off the glass. What a nice touch and finish from Derrick Rose. A 10-2 Minnesota run. Derrick Rose has 8 points in 9 minutes, also 4 assists. A nice return from the hometown kid here to Chicago.
This is home for me. Like, I'll never leave Chicago. I still have a place here. I'm always going to have a place here. My son is being raised here, so this is home. But you never know in the future. You never know. But like I said, my attention is right now is with this organization that I'm in right now. And this offseason, you never know what can happen.
Derrick Rose was born and raised in the Englewood area, a neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. Played at Simeon High School, won 2 state championships. He was the Illinois Mr. Basketball. His high school team had a combined record of 120 wins, 12 losses in his high school career. Derrick Rose is a legend here and played for the Bulls. MVP, Rookie of the Year, 3-time All-Star.
The thing, if you're Darius Saric, those kinds of handoffs right there, you have to switch them. As Lopez gets one inside, Minnesota did switch it. Saric took on the ball handler that time. If you commit 2-to-1 on those handoffs, Markkanen's going to be wide open, Marnie, and that's when he really hurts you. They run a lot of dribble handoff actions just like that. As Derrick Rose knocks down another one. This is fun to watch. And this is, I mean, he only knows one speed. We just saw Russell Westbrook. He's just like Russ from that standpoint. They only know one way to go, hard and fast and north-south.
Towns, 2 big steps into the paint, up and over Robin Lopez.
That was a big swinging right-handed hook from Karl Anthony Towns.
San Antonio.
D. Rose kissing it off the glass again. We've seen this time and time again for this young man, being able to use the glass as a weapon.
Lopez, the hook shot. Towns grabs the board. The 8th rebound of the first half for Karl Anthony Towns. Tyus Jones initiates the offense and gives it up to Rose. Top of key, long jumper. And Rose just shakes his head. A lot of the Chicago reporters were asking him this morning, Tyus Jones with a steal, asking Rose about his shooting, his three-point shooting. He doesn't really have an answer other than the green ball that he always carries, that medicine ball, and just the fact that he's worked on it. He's having a career year from the field.
You get a big win like that as Derrick Rose gets to go. He shakes his head again.
And the Bulls won at Chicago on Sunday night. That was the last game they played. They went Friday at home against Orlando. And that's the first time all season Chicago's even won back-to-back games. Derrick Rose with the three-pointer. D. Rose continues to shoot a career high from 3, 47% from beyond the arc.
Holiday's a good basketball player. I think they need to trade him. He's got value.
Good hands by Derrick Rose to get the steal. Covington will convert on the other end. The 9th turnover for the Bulls in this game. Derrick Rose has played 33 minutes tonight in his return to Chicago. 19 points, 6 assists, a couple of rebounds, 9 of 16 from the floor. And this crowd has shown, especially Derrick Rose, a lot of love in this game. I think a lot of people are just happy to see the resurgence from Derrick Rose, who's now at 21, because there was a time when he had injury after injury and knee rehab after knee rehab where he could have shut it down. His NBA career could have been over, and now he's putting up some big numbers. Saric from 3 will hit it with 1 second left on the shot clock. Tibbs calls for Rose to give it off to Dario, who gives it to Jones, to Cat, to Rose. Derrick nearly lost the dribble.
Chris Dunn just draped all over Derrick Rose. Derrick gets the hoop in the heart. Thing of beauty. Derrick just took it on. I mean, he is playing with Chris Dunn, pressuring him all over the floor, and he's taking this on as a challenge and goes right at Derrick Rose, and everybody here at United Center chanting MVP.
chance. First free throw for Derrick. I think that was a smile, too. The first free throw of the game for Derrick Rose.
They are energized here for number 25.
Covington in for the reverse layup on the feed from Rose. And Rose, 24 points in 38 minutes. He'd only played here one other time as a visitor, too. Too many injuries. And this is only his second trip back.
He got a win here with the New York Knicks. But 11 of 19.
Had a bit of a pedestrian game in that game, and now 24 points on 11 of 19. I mean, he was feeling something tonight. And they love him here. Chicago fans, you heard the one time that D. Rose went to the free throw line. He shot 1 free throw in this game, and he barely walked over to the line, and the crowd was chanting MVP. This is the opposing team's crowd chanting MVP.
Right. Well, he's not just some opposing player. He's
No, that's true.
He's born and bred.
That's true.
He's born and bred here in Chicago. And he gets a lot of love wherever he goes.
Final seconds here, winding down as the Timberwolves win a wire-to-wire game. Head coaches shake hands. The Wolves built a lead of 31 points at one point, led by Derrick Rose and his 24. Towns with 20 and 20 in this game. And the Timberwolves have now won back-to-back games on the road. And what a night for Derrick Rose returning to Chicago. You can see there was a little bit of emotion behind your game tonight, was there not?
Yeah, it was a lot of love here, man. I've been dealing with tickets all day. It's been havoc, but I'm happy everybody was able to come, and I'm happy everybody came out and support. So it just shows that I'm very, very loved here.
When you get MVP chants like that, I mean, you know, Tibbs got chanted. The first time we came through here, when Tibbs became the head coach, they were chanting, "We want Tibbs, we want Tibbs."
Yeah.
You getting MVP chants like that had to feel pretty special.
That's very special, man. Made me reminisce a little bit. Made me think back to the old days. But when I'm playing under this franchise, I'm trying to win for the team that I'm playing for. So tonight, it was all about business coming here and just trying to get the win.
One of the things when I watch you play, so we just played Oklahoma City, and I always compare the way that you play to Russell Westbrook. Because you only have one way, north-south. You play hard every night.
I understand that.
You give it 100%.
Yeah.
And you did the same thing tonight. It was like old hat for you here tonight at United Center.
Man, thank you, man. When I'm out there, I'm just trying to get the young guys to play with me. If anything, give them confidence, let them see. And when you bring that urgency, good things are going to happen, and stay consistent. And tonight, it was what we won 2 road games in a row. Like, come on, that's a record this year. Like, you know what I mean? You're trying to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere.
Well, you had a great individual game, 24 points, but how important was it that this team came up, showed up the way it did, and played the way that you guys played in this building and against this team?
It's huge. Tibbs, after the OKC game, he said that he made an emphasis on just coming out and just making that game. Hopefully that game should have propelled us to play like we did tonight, and it looked like it did. Like Wig came out aggressive, Cat came out aggressive, and my tone is just to push the ball and try to make things happen in the open court.
When you guys went to do the Topgolf thing, I just think as a former player, I know what like team bonding things can happen when you do a thing like that.
Yeah.
A season can turn on a dime like that. You have an experience like that. It brings guys closer together. You get the win in OKC. You get this win here. Things like that can change the tone and tenor of a season.
And it happened with Cat. Cat organized everything. As you know, he got 190. So we put that 190 to use on Cat. Thank you, Cat. So he paid for everything. It was great, man. All the guys enjoyed it. And we need to do more things like that on the road, especially when we see the results of it.
And you guys have built something, too.
Yeah.
OKC win, this win, now you're going home for one, right back on the road. What kind of momentum do you think you guys are starting to build here?
Who knows? I don't want to jinx myself or the team, but we feel good and we're very confident. We're building our confidence along the way, but we know on the road we have to play together as a team, and when we're in the battle, we know that we got to stay together.
Great win tonight, bud.
Hey, it was a great win. Fantastic, man.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Appreciate it.
24 points for Derrick Rose.
We could sit here and talk to him
I know,
all
they
night
told me
long.
to wrap it up, though, so I was going to wrap it up. 24 points on 11 of 19 shooting for Derrick Rose tonight.
Fantastic
38 minutes. MVP chance at the free throw line. Man, what a return to Chicago for him tonight, Tom.
I think Marko Jaric one time came onto the floor with his jersey on backwards.
Rose, the feed inside. Towns. He's now only 54 away from the single-game franchise record. Towns, what a dish to Derrick Rose, who's able to get it to go. Collins kicks it to Bazemore, who's camped out in the corner.
Letting it fly.
And I said he's not having a great year shooting it from downtown, but you leave him that open, he's going to hurt you. Came into the game 33%. Rose, the attack and the finish. Towns from straight away. Young loses the basketball. Timberwolves have numbers. Rose to Towns, and Cat with the dunk. See if that can ignite a little fire here for Minnesota as they're trailing it by 20. Rose comes up with the basketball.
Derrick Rose 3 of 8. He's got 6 points in the game.
Bazemore, Collins left all alone, and he'll say thank you very much for that easy bucket.
Can't let that happen if you're Towns.
Collins is 5 for 5, and Derrick Rose just took contact on a 3. Chance for a 4-point play. See the run there from Minnesota. Towns over the shoulder, Rose inside, making it 9-0 run. Herder out of the corner, and Jim, you get a feeling that this Atlanta lead, it is something that is very, it's the opposite of insurmountable. It's very surmountable for Minnesota. And the 3 for Covington gets it back to single digits.
Yeah, man, big shot Bob.
Towns got Dedmon, gets in the wrong way, makes him pay. Herder taken away by Towns. Rose has Trae Young to beat. Gets the step on him and the finish.
It's a nice little run by Minnesota.
Great poke away there to strip Dedmon of the basketball.
It's one of the reasons why I wanted her to join us is because Whalen was good last year. Whalen's doing a great job as Towns knocks down that shot. Whalen did a great job, but Brunson, I'm telling you, man, she knows the game.
Wiggins. And Andrew Wiggins has it back to a 2-possession game. 10-0 run.
Good steal by Towns. Just gave Derrick Rose a runway.
Derrick Rose, Timberwolves in front.
So that's what I'm saying with Derrick. I mean, like, he took that other 3 and he missed it, but he's so confident, he's shooting it so well. You got to give him the leeway to take those shots.
Into the corner for Bazemore. Bricks it. Derrick Rose gets a step on Bembry. And Rose around the rim, and finally it goes. That has been super from Dario. Covington with the rebound. Rose for the 3.
That double screen has really hurt Atlanta because one guy's rolling, one guy's popping. And if you're Derrick Rose, that's the second time he's drilled a 3 coming off that double drag action.
Sharch was alone in the corner momentarily. Towns says, I'll just handle it from here.
That was crazy. Just like that.
Oh, no. Bazemore off the turnover, and it's a tie game.
So now you just gave it up. I mean, that's what you were dreaming of right there if you're Lloyd Pierce.
Rose with Bembry on him. 6 seconds. Rose driving inside, a little show, and the Timberwolves have it knocked away. We're going to overtime.
What kind of personnel do you have? This is not a good 3-point shooting personnel package if you're Lloyd Pierce. I would not foul in this situation.
Okogie out of the corner, tried to draw the foul, and that's going to end the game. And a rousing ovation for Ryan Saunders as he gets set to make his home head coaching debut. Your Northland Forge starting lineups: the Timberwolves with Teague, Okogie, Wiggins, Gibson, and Karl Anthony Towns. The Mavericks with the fantastic rookie Luka Doncic, along with Wes Matthews, Harrison Barnes, Maxi Kleber, and DeAndre Jordan. Timberwolves had made 6 straight shots till that miss, and then the block here. Rose again in transition. Towns with the stuff.
Great run out by Karl Anthony Towns to fill the lane, to run with D. Rose.
Derrick Rose. First bucket from the field for Derrick Rose tonight. Dallas could go 2 for 1. Doncic does just that.
They're pretty good in the paint. 4-5 for Luka Doncic in the painted area. Derrick Rose letting them have it. Things heating up here a little bit. As bad as the Wolves have shot the basketball in this first half, they've got 50 points.
Rose attacking Dirk, throws up a wild one and gets it to drop.
That's just a reverse layup. Wasn't that wild? That's a staple move for Derrick Rose.
Sure, but degree of difficulty for your average human.
Yes, for Derrick Rose, that's nothing.
Rose for the 3, and 3 is better than 2 anyway.
So confident.
Rose pulls up from beyond the elbow and rattles it in. Rose for Okogie, looking for a 4th. Right. And that's the 4th triple tonight for Josh Okogie, a new career best.
One of the things you notice about Josh Okogie is that he is ready to shoot. His shot preparation is excellent. He is catching it, and he is ready to let it fly.
Rose takes it, makes it. You have to wonder if we've just seen the last of Dirk Nowitzki at target center.
Right. He's such a tough cover right now. And then defensively, how active has he been? He's been so good in terms of being a help defender, contesting shots, shot blocking is up.
Works his way in on Kleba, can't connect. Gibson the offensive rebound, no. Wiggins tracks down the long board.
So DJ makes you hurry up your motion as Derrick Rose has just been great in this game. 7 of 14, 3 of 4 from outside the arc. He's got 19 points.
Derrick Rose came into the game 46.2% from three-point range, 4th best in the league. Barnes a little too strong. Long rebound for Derrick Rose. Wiggins inside.
They're just trying to draw fouls here in transition. They're just trying to fall down and try to get a gift. Harrison Barnes trying to fool the referee.
Timberwolves on an 8-2 run. They've scored on 5 straight possessions. Rose chased off the three-point line, takes a tough 2, makes a tough 2.
Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose. 21 in the game. Crowd is energized.
Sellout crowd. Great defense by Rose on Luka Doncic, and here come the Wolves. Chance to tie or go in front.
Jeff had a chance to attack that time.
A 13-5 run since Rose came back in, making a 15-5 run, and we are tied. 6th tie of the night. And Dallas wants a timeout.
Saunders saying, we're going to you, big fella.
Towns gets cut off. Teague with the cut, the floater. No, but Taj there for the putback. Gibson takes the basketball away. What a play. Okogie nearly lost it. It does. And Okogie now slow to get up, so Dallas has a 5-on-4. Doncic pulls up for the 3 and drills it.
That is just too bad. Too bad. The rookie just made a great play. I mean, Josh Okogie, rookie.
Teague gets it into Rose.
Gotta go.
Too much time being wasted. Towns can't connect. Rose lets it fly, and that is going to do it. And the Mavericks, for the first time this season, win a clutch game on the road. They win for just the 4th time on the road. And Ryan Saunders falls to an even 500 in his young coaching career.
Look for Dario after Joel sets a down screen for Robert to just square up and get that little post up and see whether or not Dario can get it in.
On their feet at Wells Fargo Center. The lob for Covington. Yes! Robert Covington. Yes, they're cheering for you now. Robert Covington from Dario Saric, a game winner nearly 2 years ago against Minnesota, but that was then, and this is tonight. The homie returning from whence he came, back in Philly for the first time since the November trade. So is Robert Covington, not playing because of a bruised knee. Nonetheless, a heartfelt return for him as well. With Jimmy Butler coming from the Timberwolves, there will be no lack of emotion tonight. NBC Sports Philadelphia, home of the Authentic Fan, presents the 76ers and Minnesota Timberwolves.
Well, Robert was here from Brett Brown's first day, so there's a bond there between them. And Robert becoming the elite player that he's become defensively.
Would you explain what just happened there with Ben Simmons?
Well, Superman flew right down the middle, and no one decided to bother him.
By the way, Derrick Rose has experienced a rebirth. I mean, he is playing like he did back in the day. Dario, who was really struggling when the trade was made, but his numbers have gone up since being acquired by Minnesota, and Robert Covington's numbers up a few ticks as well.
Because it could have been 72, 18, all of them add up tonight.
Pretty play by Rose to get it to Saric, who delivers. He is averaging 10.5. Keep in mind the Sixers average just over 5 blocks a game.
So they should know when you come into the lane, be aware of your surroundings.
Watch Landry Shamet.
Yeah. Know who's around you.
7th block of the year, by the way. Derrick Rose connecting once again. And by the way, Rose coming off of an injury. He missed 7 of the previous 8 with a sprained right ankle. Riddick drills the 3 for JJ, his 3rd of the game. And the Sixers now with a season high for points in the first half, 79. Rose sneaking in 2. And now Derrick Rose needs 1 point for 10,000 for his career. As Saric took the pass from Rose and deposited to Dario Saric. Off the bench tonight with 11 and 15 minutes so far. Chandler another 3, and down it goes for Wilson Chandler. His 4th 3 of the game. He's got 14 points, 1 away from that season high he had Christmas Day at Boston.
Unselfish play from JJ. Could have forced it, but he didn't. Went to the more open Chandler.
2 minutes. By the way, we want to be clear, Luol Deng in to shoot free throws, because when the free throw shooter is injured, the opposing coach will select.
Could be anybody.
Yep. From the other team's bench.
Yep.
Incidentally, Derrick Rose surpassing 10,000 career points tonight.
One more thing on Deng. Deng, a native of Sudan, was always in a humanitarian frame of mind. At first it was about taking care of his family, but now as Rose hits another jumper, it's about building hospitals, building clinics in his native Sudan.
3rd quarter complete. That means the 4th quarter is coming up.
All right, guys, we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota on a chilly winter night. Getting ready for NBA Courtside, presented by McDonald's. Tonight, it's the 4th and final meeting between the Minnesota Timberwolves and one of the hottest teams in the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs. Bellinelli working around the altered screen, leans into a 3 and hits it.
Have you ever noticed that guy is never landing in the same spot when he shoots? He's leaning left, he's leaning right.
Rose leaned into a foul there on Mills.
I want you to juxtapose the landing area of a great shooter like Ray Allen and a great shooter like Marco Bellinelli. You got multiple three-point shooters on the floor right now for San Antonio as Derrick Rose stops and starts and gets himself an opportunity at the free throw line.
Rose has been so outstanding this season. As Bayless leaves for Rose, back to Saric, who cups it in. Then we're back on ESPN Plus for the main event bout in English and Spanish at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, with bantamweight champ TJ Dillashaw moving down in weight to battle flyweight champ Henry Cejudo for Cejudo's belt. Start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com.
Well, I thought Derrick Rose got fouled on that. You see his hands go up like he took great contact.
Everything that connects between him and his father, all of the emotional tissue that he experiences every single game in this place, in this arena. What a remarkable situation for a 32-year-old getting this opportunity.
And Tom, his mom, who will miss a very rare game tonight, sits 4 rows back, as she did when Flip was the head coach.
Rose wiggles inside and draws the foul on White. That'll be number 2 on Derrick White, as Rose works his way back to the line, where he's 4 of 4 so far tonight. Derrick White was coached by our own Jeff Van Gundy for Team USA, and said he absolutely loved his basketball IQ, his size, his vision, and really thought, hey, this is a guy who can have an impact in this league. And he has, as Towns finally gets on the board. Now this is where I say your address on air and you get a nice big box sent to your front door. San Antonio has made its last 6 shots. Gibson with an answer.
Well, not surprisingly, it's Derrick Rose, right? The grizzled point guard who, strings out a play, distributes the ball to Taj Gibson.
Mills pirouettes, dishes, Cunningham providing some life off the bench for San Antonio. The pace is picked up at the end of this third. Rose, sure.
Right, just so easy for Derrick Rose, right? Right into the mid-range game.
Rose with rhythm. Gibson right back to him. On the reverse, Rose puts it in.
Two teammates who have played together for a long time. There's a reason veterans help you win in the game, right?
88 all with 33 seconds to go in the third. Rose hops into a jumper and finds the rhythm.
Sensing we're wobbling a little bit. And Derrick has taken command of things for Minnesota right now.
Rose draws the whistle and will go to the line. By the way, so Steph Curry, as you pointed out earlier, has been shooting the three at 57%.
Ridiculous.
Not qualified yet to be the league leader. 5-point lead for the Spurs. Rose got hit, couldn't quite finish. And it's 2 free throws for Derrick Rose.
Nice play call, just straight isolation.
Rose, bunny hops inside for 2. It's a 1-point game.
Playing through your veteran.
Gay looking to take Wiggins. He does.
So smooth, so effortless.
Here is Rose. Again in his hands. He storms to the rim for a quick 2. And now Minnesota also can play this straight up. Peak to trigger in. Looking for Rose. Rose gets it. Rose for the tie. No. Misfires. Great D from San Antonio, and they hold on for a 116-113 victory.
It's a theme that's become commonplace in today's NBA, but this evening's Timberwolves Tilted Target Center could be decided by a pair of Kentucky products. Karl Anthony Towns has won 5 of his 9 career games against former Wildcat teammate Devin Booker, with both averaging exactly 19.9 points per in those games. Who will emerge victorious tonight? Find out next on Fox Sports North.
Taj ends up getting big minutes at that point, too, as Derrick Rose tries to turn the corner. And Kelly Oubre does.
Jackson will attempt the long-range jumper. Was he on the line? They didn't signal a 3. It must have been a long 2. You can tell from our vantage point for sure. Wiggins, that is definitely a 3, and drills it.
Towns, really nice pass to, instead of trying to make a difficult shot or charge into a player, just fires it out to Rose, who moves it right to Wiggins, who is shot ready.
Warren unable to connect. Things getting sloppy here. Timberwolves a chance to take the lead. Rose can't get the 3-point play, but will head to the free throw line. It'll be his first trip there tonight. I was watching from the comfort of my own home.
Pretty sure our director Dave Dittman was also watching.
But great job by all involved. And how about Hockey Day? Minnesota's going to come back to the Twin Cities next year. They announced yesterday. Derrick Rose.
One of the things you track is your ATO success rate, both offensively and defensively. Rose knocks that down. So, you know, you can get tendencies because coaches will have tendencies. You try not to have any tendencies. What a block. Carl blocked twice.
Got it with each hand. Rose attacks Crawford, and Derrick Rose able to finish against Jamal Crawford. And then the Wolves with the turnover and the instant points. Wolves needed that sequence in the worst way. Rose crosses over on Oubre and then somehow gets that to go. Rose, another take and make. I love it. Wolves got to start getting some stops, though. Phoenix shooting nearly 51% from the field. Rose kicks it out for Tolliver, and that's a good decision as AT drills the triple.
Anthony Tolliver now playing the power forward position.
And Andrew attacking Booker, the Euro step kicks it out. Saric for 3, and the Timberwolves are back in front. A 9-0 run. Derrick Rose coming out just when the Wolves needed him. Making one final statement for that All-Star voting.
Got that right.
Drills another one.
He is. He's going to get another 100,000 votes just for this game alone.
Get some votes on the table for Karl Anthony Towns, too, while you're at it. And Rose drills another. Timberwolves' largest lead tonight. Rose, tough shot inside, ends an 8-0 Phoenix run. Rose got hit as he put it up. Chance for the 3-point play for Rose.
Where would the Wolves be without Derrick Rose? Not sure there can be a better value player in the NBA than Derrick Rose on that 1 year, $2.1 million deal, and he's got a chance to be an all-star. 50-50 ball. Towns comes up with it. Okogie sees an opening, attacks, feeds Taj Gibson. Back to a 1-point game. Hustle play by the Wolves to get those points. Booker turns it over. Wolves a chance to go in front, but the foul by Crawford. And we are tied. And Kokoshkov is going to use one of his timeouts right now. Booker attacks, fumbles it away. Taj Gibson to the floor, calls for the timeout. How many big plays in clutch situations has Taj Gibson made? Dives to the floor, gets that basketball. 10 seconds. Rose with Bridges on him. Rose looks to go. 2 seconds. Rose off balance. It doesn't matter because he drilled it. Derrick Rose deserves to be an all-star. He certainly is tonight. $29 points in the second half for Rose. Man, that was fun.
Again, mano a mano right there. I mean, you're talking about Mikal Bridges, their best individual defender, and he's got to be feeling a little bit shell-shocked here on this road trip because Pascal Siakam hit the game winner against him in Toronto.
Suns are out of timeouts. Bridges gets it in. Warren out of the corner. Didn't get it away in time, and it doesn't matter. It's offline, and the Timberwolves can exhale. Good to see Derrick Rose checking into the game tonight for Minnesota. Derrick Rose has missed the last 3 games and 13 of the last 20 games. Derrick Rose takes the basketball away from Lou Williams. Gibson around Montrezl Harrell.
Boy, the long arm of Taj Gibson got right past Montrezl Harrell, who was right there.
Speaking of Rob Covington, Jim, a lot of people wondering what is the status of Rob Covington, and still no official update as Rose, and one opportunity for Derrick Rose. And
finish.
Rose with his first points of the game in very difficult fashion. About a 5-second difference here between the clocks. Rose gets the screen from DeGorgie Jag. Scoop shot off the glass and good.
How about that?
Sure have missed that. Towns underneath, able to bank it off the glass and in. And the Timberwolves finally in double-figure scoring here in this quarter. Derrick Rose with the take and the make. Rose.
Derrick Rose is 4 of 8. He's got 8 points in the game in 10 minutes.
And that's the other side of it, by the way. We talked about the Clippers, how they get to the free throw line a lot, Jim. The other side of it, too, is you get guys in foul trouble. As Rose underneath, and it's a tie game. Williams.
Still got time.
Rose across midcourt, looks up at the clock. Derrick Rose, and how about Rose? He looked up at the clock, realized he had enough time to be able to get it to the rack. That is just an impressive veteran move by the former MVP. Rose. Oh, what a drive by Derrick Rose. And they're going to give the and one on top of it.
Little and one situation. They were trying to run wedge action for Karl Anthony Towns. Diagonal left screen for him for a post-up. Montrezl Harrell just took away the post-up totally by three-quarter fronting Towns. You see right there. And by the fact that Towns was posting up and Montrezl Harrell was three-quarter fronting, it left a seam right there for Derrick to be able to take advantage of.
Rose. A 23-7 run right now for LA. Rose, pull up.
Derrick had 12 at the half. He's got 19 now. 8 of 16 for Derrick Rose. Also has 6 assists.
Towns loses the basketball. Shamet out in front of everybody. Derrick Rose pokes it away. It will be LA basketball, but D. Rose breaks up the transition opportunity. What a great hustle play by Rose. Rose crosses over, and he's able to get it at the expense of Montrezl Harrell. Sure is nice having Derrick Rose back on the floor.
Montrezl Harrell just overjumped the coverage that time. He overjumped it. Derrick Rose read it and just split it.
And some MVP chance for Derrick Rose. Towns will dribble it out. And the Timberwolves will walk away with a 10-point win, 130-120. On a night in which the Timberwolves get 7 players in double-figure scoring.
This is Friday Night Knicks, and as always, the Knicks are presented by Chase. Tonight it's the Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves, 8-20 on the road. If not for that, they'd have a winning record. Is tonight the night? The Knicks have been asking themselves that question since December 1st. That was the night they won their last home game here at the Garden.
T-Wolves mentioned they're turning the ball over. That's an aberration for them. The Rose had missed his last 2 shots. Would not be denied this time from 12 feet away.
Here's Derrick Rose, takes it inside.
Rose getting it over Robinson that time.
Damian Dotson with 18 of the 31 points for the Knicks. Here's Rose over the outstretched arm of Robinson.
Rose missed his first 2 shots. Now he's canned his last 3.
Vonleh works his way inside and lays it in.
Yeah, defiant Vonleh would not be denied off the glass.
Now here's Rose. Derrick Rose hits and will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, we talked about Dotson's proliferation. Alley-oop.
Really too high for Robinson.
Yeah, they've tried it a couple of times and have not been able to click. Look at Rose shake it again.
Up at the left hand, no good, but he will head to the line.
Boy, he's been isolating guys one-on-one.
Here's Rose, draws the foul. Robinson committing his first.
Rose deep into his bag of tricks tonight, folks.
Tolliver hits a 3.
That's his forte. He likes to switch from downtown, does Tolliver.
Here's Greer. That's rebounded by Wiggins.
Rose wheeling and dealing. We've seen vintage Rose tonight, folks.
Here's Derrick Rose. It's good, and the foul, so Rose will head to the line.
He's used and abused Robinson all evening, folks, and that's not easy to do. Look at the composure of Rose, always keeping that head up now.
Quarter 3 from Keita Bates-Diop, his first points of the evening. Here's Tolliver from 3. Anthony Tolliver with his 4th 3-point field goal. Oh, here comes Rose. He was headed our way. And Rose lays it in.
Turnovers have hurt both teams, as we mentioned.
Timberwolves win it, 115-104. Derrick Rose, 20 points to lead the way for Minnesota.
Minnesota, Milwaukee's NBA neighbor, to and from the West, makes its first visit to beautiful Fiserv Forum. This interstate rivalry runs deep through 3 professional sports. It's Saturday night NBA basketball, the Bucks and the Timberwolves. Don't worry about them not shooting free throws. Understand that they prevent the opponent from shooting free throws.
Yes, they do. And last year, Bucks, one of the worst teams in the league in terms of keeping the opponents off the free throw line. This year, they're the best.
Under 2 minutes in the first. Derrick Rose shifts to the left hand, throws it into overdrive.
He's playing his best basketball in about 5 or 6 seasons.
Closing seconds of the first. Derrick Rose. Left hand, right hand finish. Went to the left, put it in with the right.
Rose. Man, Derrick Rose is fun to watch.
He really is.
Rose. And Derrick Rose into double figures. Timberwolves have the lead, still 2.8 seconds to go. Lopez behind the back into the corner.
Good X out by Taj Gibson, but Middleton, unbelievable. What great defense by Taj Gibson, but better offense by Chris Middleton.
13 triples tonight for Milwaukee.
Taj X'd out that time. He went and closed out and flew by Brook Lopez.
Rose rolls it in over Pat Connaughton, who's on the floor for the first time tonight. Brown from Mirotic. And Mirotic pushes it back to a 5-point lead. Bucks won the opening tip. They'll have the basketball first to start the fourth. Rose pulls up, and the Timberwolves go over 100 in the third quarter. And Jim, I told you I was sitting on the number. Timberwolves are 17-1 all time when they get to 100 before the fourth quarter begins. Dang, wide open three. Timberwolves needed that in the worst way.
Just a great play by Derrick Rose.
Rose stops, gets it to drop, and one for D. Rose. I mentioned the Bucks 39-1 when they have the lead at the end of three. The flip side of that for the Milwaukee Bucks, when they trail going to the fourth, they are 4-13.
Derrick Rose going into the deep end of the pool and surviving. Done that a lot tonight, hasn't he, Dave? He's really attacked and been successful.
Rose, and Derrick Rose has just been money.
He's just turned back the clock this season. Jeff Teague just hasn't been helping, you know, and so Jeff Teague is not, it's just not been his night. He's played great since he's come back, but not tonight.
Andrew Banks one in. Rose.
Double drag action has hurt the Bucks in the past, and it's one of the things. Ryan Saunders has been kind of saving some of this action. They haven't run a ton of it tonight. They've run it a few times, but used it right there. Milwaukee switched all of it, but Derrick Rose made him play. What a play by Minnesota. Well executed.
And that will close it out.
Marvin Bagley and the Kings finishing up the conclusion of a tough four-game road stretch. Karl Anthony Towns is in the starting lineup tonight. Kings and Timberwolves on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Sacramento even in the loss column with the Clippers and the Spurs. 31-28. Every game is so huge.
And Rose with the basket. So Rose has now his first two. Step back three, Bogdanovic. Perfect. 28-15.
Oh, he's feeling it. He is feeling it. Bobo.
3 of 6 from distance.
Good contest. Better shot.
28-17. Second basket for Rose. Rose. And there's Rose again. 6 points for Rose. Spurs wrapping up that long 8-game rodeo road trip where they only have 1 win so far.
Yeah, that's on Spurs like.
Gibson, 32-23. Taj Gibson muscling his way in.
He's always been a heck of a player, Grant.
Giveaway there, and it's going to cost the Kings, or will it? Yep, 2 points, and Dave Yeager upset, and he should be. That's an unforced turnover. The Kings a little out of sorts there, but they're looking good. They lead by 7 here in the second quarter. Buddy with another offensive rebound. 7 rebounds for Buddy Hield, but he missed that shot. Rose from downtown. Timeout Sacramento, 86-70.
Kings try to get it to 10 or under 10 by the start of the fourth.
Absolutely.
And then Grant, try to draw some fouls and see if you can get to the penalty early in the fourth.
Well, that's going to be and 1. 13 for Rose off the bench.
Sure, De'Aaron Fox is wondering, when I go to the basket, I get touched as well, sir.
Boy, that's good defense, isn't it? But nobody on the weak side. Put a body on Gibson. 93-78.
Jones picks up the dribble, needs some help.
5 to shoot. Wiggins for Rose. And what a find. Credit Andrew Wiggins for creating that play. Rose. 4 seconds to shoot. Derrick Rose drills the mid-range.
Gets to that 20-point mark.
After a brief road excursion to Houston, Texas, the Atlanta Hawks return to Atlanta. And to the friendly confines of State Farm Arena tonight as East meets West. It's the Atlanta Hawks hitting the hardwood here in downtown Atlanta, getting set to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's Rose with a push shot, and it drops in. Kent off the glass.
And Towns getting every rebound.
Eats every rebound. That would have been his 6th of the night. Tyus Jones gets the lay-in, and Minnesota has come back to tie the game after trailing by 9. Head faking Derrick Rose. To the wing, and Wiggins. He hits a 3. And Atlanta giving up 7 threes in the opening period and 11 drives.
You know, it's the drives to the basket. The Hawks got to cut off those drives.
Gibson works it on the wing. Former MVP Derrick Rose pops the jumper and hits it.
That's too easy for Derrick Rose. That's his sweet spot, that mid-range jump shot. He is really good at on that part of the floor.
Gibson on the handoff. Rose looking to shoot again from 16 and drills another one.
He loves the mid-range shot.
Shot clock is off for Minnesota. 6 seconds. Here's Rose working on the rookie Spellman. Shoots it again, hits it again. And a 40-point first quarter for Minnesota. Rose has been hot. Prince defending. Derrick from the dotted line, finds Gibson underneath, and he puts it in.
Derrick Rose is putting on a show. He is playing well. Just breaking down the defense, getting any shot he wanted. That time he was able to find his teammate under the basket.
He's got 8 points and 3 assists in 6 minutes. Bayless to Rose. Off the screen. Bayless over Trey, hits it. That's a 2. Here's Bembry, blocked by Towns. And this one is shot over the rim.
He heard the footsteps of Towns coming for that second block.
Charge going up, missed it. Here is Derrick Rose flipping it in.
Oh, I thought something would be called there. Nothing was called on Charge going to the basket.
66-60 Minnesota. And a beautiful drive by the former MVP Derrick Rose, now age 30. But boy, has he destroyed Atlanta in 2 games. 80-74. 3-pointer for Josh Okogie.
Okogie continues to play well.
And Rose rebounding. Derrick to the basket and fouled again.
That's where he gets you in trouble. When he comes at you full speed and he turns on the jets, he's going one place, and that's right to the basket.
Big possession here as Trey, lost the dribble. Minnesota coming up. Here's Rose back in the game. You called that one, Deke, and Wiggins lays it in.
You see Derrick Rose, again, is a stabilizer coming off the bench, and he's right on target to get his average tonight at 18. And they're going to go Towns and Rose pick and roll.
D. Rose going up. Towns just wins the ball and dunks it for the 2-point lead in a foul line Atlanta. Vince Carter finds Trey. Gets it past the 2 defenders, wrapped around a Collins dunk, and Atlanta's tied the game. Rose off the pick, drives in on Collins, spins and hits.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose puts Minnesota up 118-116. Okogie picked off on the screen, now recovers. Gets it back from Vince. Trey puts it on the deck. He'll put up the floater and hits it. Tie game at 118. Hawks trying to D it up with Bembry. Up top against Rose. High screen and roll. Works with Towns. Rose gets to the line. Rose backs it out. Goes back. 15-footer shot and short. Rebound Collins and a timeout Atlanta. And they get it with just 0.5 of a second.
A perfect time to be inside as we wrap up this first weekend in March. Fans at Capital One Arena gearing up for Wizards basketball. Tonight, the Wiz get their very first look at one of the hottest players in the NBA, Karl Anthony Towns, and the 29-33 Minnesota Timberwolves.
The Washington Wizards this season have used 25 different players in a game. D. Rose.
Kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit too.
Appears to be running it off.
I don't know.
Rose attacks and finishes, and that's a good sign.
Yeah, it really is. Just so happy. I was saying about Derrick, he's such a professional guy, the way that he prepares for games, and even during timeout situations when he's getting ready to come to the game or when he's in the game, he's come here in Washington, he's played well. And that's why you need Derrick Rose, to be Derrick Rose. And I know that, Derrick is one of those polarizing figures for this team, wouldn't you say? In terms of, if he shoots too much, then he shoots too much. If he doesn't shoot enough, then, people are wondering why he isn't getting more shots. Derrick makes a tough inside too there.
8 points now for Rose.
Parker attacks. Off balance, what a shot! Wizards by 6. He makes up his mind he's going to shoot. He goes for it. Bates job. Long ball in the corner is good. Oh man, Jabari Parker. That was a wild offensive set, wasn't it?
He's had a couple shots tonight. That driving layup and then that 3 in the corner that I thought, I don't know if this has a chance. Finds a way to have it go down.
That driving layup, I'd like to see again at some point. That thing was a corkscrew. Decker at the other end, puts it in.
Well, maybe, just maybe, it'll be our refreshing finish tonight.
Really?
But we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, well, how? Do you have any control over that?
No, probably not.
And why is that?
Because I don't think we're having a refreshing finish tonight. I was just informed.
I had to get you on that, that's why. I heard that too. 7-point Wizards lead, coming up on 9 minutes to play in regulation. Rose again. What a move, and he's fouled. Starting to show us a little bit of the Derrick Rose of old.
The explosiveness is back. Just a beautiful play by Derrick Rose.
A reach-in foul on Thomas Bryant.
Yeah.
6th assist of the game for Beal to go along with 6 rebounds and 20 points. Rose again lays it up and in. Oh my. Appreciate the information from our friends at the Elias Sports Bureau. That jumper by Rose will force a timeout by Washington. Still have 3:38 to play. Got to keep the pedal to the metal here and finish this game out for the win.
Frigid conditions here in downtown Minneapolis as the Thunder hit the road for the longest trip of the season, and it starts here at the Target Center to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves as Oklahoma City, fresh off that win against the Memphis Grizzlies, look to stay in the number 3 spot in the Western Conference, but they're going to have to take down Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that has beaten the Thunder twice already this season.
As George still trying to find his way back. He's yet to make a shot here in the first quarter. But no Towns as Derrick Rose, an aggressive drive. That time going right at Steven Adams in the lane. As Derrick Rose off the dribble again. He looks like a completely different player than last year when he played in just 25 games. Spent some time with Cleveland. Came back and worked with Tom Thibodeau and has found a home here in Minnesota.
He's a terrific story. Just, this late in his career, certainly on the back 9. Showing how he used to play when he was a young player in this league.
Looked like Adams might have dribbled it off of his foot. Rose again finds some space and easy bank for Derrick Rose, who's come off the bench here in this first quarter and provided some offense now with 6 points. George trying to stay hip to hip on Rose. Floating shot with the right hand. And another bucket for Derrick Rose. He dropped 50 on Utah earlier this season, but now the Thunder can settle for the final shot of this first quarter. Well, the Thunder defensively trying to slow down Derrick Rose. Not shooting that time, but giving it up. As Bates Diop with the nifty layup off the dish from Derrick Rose, who came in and provided some offense, the 8 points in that first quarter. Dennis Schroeder's tasked with trying to slow down Derrick Rose. Rose backing him down. And another bucket for Derrick Rose. He's now
5 out of 7 from the floor and into double digits with 10 points. Templeson. That ball gets tipped out to Derrick Rose. Shot clock winding down. It's under 5. Trying to make a move. Forced on the bump, and that'll count. Derrick Rose. This continues to pour in offense for Minnesota. He has been on fire here early on. This time he takes the bump from Dennis Schroeder. Not going to matter as he's got an opportunity for a three-point play. As it's Nader matched up on Rose. This is what Rose was doing in the first half. Tough shot, and it rolls in. Rose on the drive with the left hand. That time he had the step on Dennis Schroeder.
He can still score.
See what Derrick Rose decides to do. Almost had it poked away by Noel. Rose, the drive. We get a bump and a foul.
Yeah, that's an issue. That's an issue of concern now for the Thunder.
You say you want snow? This is the place to go, and it is the real deal here in Minneapolis. Luckily, tonight's activities are indoors at Target Center, where NBC Sports Washington brings you Wizards basketball. Tonight, the Wiz look to bounce back in their second game in as many nights, and a chance to sweep the two-game series against Karl Anthony Towns and the 30-35 Minnesota Timberwolves.
Troy Brown's in the game. Karl Anthony Towns, and a blocking foul is called on Washington. Rose around a screen. A couple of nice moves for the jumper that's good. The run is 8-0, and the T-Wolves are right back in it. Heck of a move by Rose to lay it in. He hurt the Wizards last week with 18 points off the bench. Rose again, good. Tolliver in the game. Rose again, he's hot. Bang, another three ball. Looking for a screen from Towns. They switch. Now Bryant on Derrick Rose. Tough shot. Rose drives off balance. He scores. What a shot. Satoransky with some outstanding defense from Rose. So welcome to those folks. Get out of here. That is Derrick Rose of old. Rose drives. The jumper is good, and this game is tied at 102. Just the second time it's been tied tonight. Rose pulls up for the jumper. He's still really, really good. Tolliver looking inside for Towns, who's in that lane a long time. Rose drives and scores to cut it to 1. Rose left alone and hits a big shot. Karl Anthony Towns moving all over the court, screening guys away. It'll never be called, and that enabled Rose to get an open look, and he knocks it down. In for Beal. Beal goes all the way, lays it in, and give him that with 3.5 seconds to play to cut it to 1. Wizards go for the steal and the foul. They'll send Rose to the line with 2.7. All right, so he makes the shot. It's a 3-point game, 2.7 seconds. Beal steps back for 3. Hits it! Bradley Beal hits it! And we are tied at 121. Pretty play. Gibson scores, and the T-Wolves go up by 1. Derrick Rose. Timeout, Washington. Derrick Rose off the bench with 27 points. With a fake, the step back, the jumper. How about Derrick Rose? He's been incredible. 29 points in the game.